Are we live?
Yep.
Ah,
Are we live? Hey
yes, we
yo, hey yo, hey
are.
yo. I need the energy to come up a bit, man. What's going on? What's going
Use
on?
the
Do
energy
do some
now.
do something for the energy to come up. You know what to do now. It's
No,
not
must I
just
do
me,
must you always need an elixir to
bro. I need something, bro. Like
See,
you
look at
when
the
know?
you come to
time,
the when
man. I
you
need
come to the
something, man.
function, you need that. You know when concert won't start, everybody's just still chilling. Then
Yeah.
DJ just
Exactly.
play one track, everybody just so
Everyone
you
will
just
activate.
you just
E-
need to activate boys. Yeah.
So activate
Everybody
boys
will
now,
come
man.
activate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
activate boys.
Now
Activate boys.
so now don't tell me to DJ.
Now your
I
one
bet
be
who
that.
has virtual mixer? No, you no, you get virtual mixer. Uh-uh.
Now wow.
No start with you. No, if it's finish.
I got you guys.
Let's
I
go.
got
Let's
you
go. Let's
guys.
do
We've
it
always
now.
talked about, hanging out with your
Who you
tribe.
with?
Yeah, who you with?
Who your crew? Who your clique?
Who's your crew? Who's your clique?
Who your fan? Who you sick? Who you gang? Who you real? Come on, that my tribe. That my crew, that my clique. That my fan, that my sis. That my gang, that my rep. Come on, that my tribe. Yeah. That my tribe. Yeah. That my tribe. Aye. Yeah. That my tribe. Yeah. Aye. Feel like one of the crew. Feel like one of the crew. Ain't got nothing to do. Feel like super glue. Feel like one of the crew. And I'm running with you. We got money to move. Put your pride in the trash bin. Too much ego in the captions. Don't get swept up like a Tesla. You ain't really need the gassing. Hate to see my clashing. Hate the plot, love the casting. Trying to catch a lacking. Bet the tribe will outlast them. Every got an accent and a funky way of dancing. And we get it with our passion. And they still afraid of black skin. Trying to split a fraction. Small money for the trapping. Stadiums full of vibranium in the land of the black skin. And it's time that we cash in. Feel the hunger like I'm fasting. Let's think of more action. I'm so tapped in. Black Star line of captain. Babylonian assassin. Fake woke napping. Tuck 'em in like a napkin. That my tribe. That my crew. That my clique. That my fam. That my sis. That my gang. That my rep. Come on. That my tribe. Yeah. That my tribe. Yeah. That my tribe. Aye. Yeah. That my tribe. Yeah. Travel wide.
Round of applause. You're welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, News Talk.
Yep. We're back.
We're back, baby. Like I used to say before, we're back like.
Yeah. Like Yash.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. We're back.
$1 million bar.
Well, yeah. It's a bar.
It's a bar.
Yeah, you guys just listened to a beautiful song called Try by Jidenna off his 85 to Africa album. That's my favorite Jidenna album, by the way.
Yeah, way better than the first one. Better.
Way better. Matter of
Way
fact,
better.
right? You know why I love this album? This album came out the same time African Giant came out.
Yeah,
right?
tell us your theory. Tell us your theory about both albums.
Yeah, for me, my theory, well, not theory, but like how I kind of juxtapose both albums is 85 to Africa, just like African Giants, showed and displayed what it means to be like from Africa, being African, that kind of music. But while African Giant came from like a one-man person's perspective, saying he's like the biggest, Jidenna kind of flipped it the other way around and focused more on like tribe, the people, and how he's a member of the culture or a part of the culture. It just came from two different angles.
Yeah.
And once in a while, these kind of things do happen. It's like another one that is interesting is 2011, two really good albums, you can call them classics at this point, came out at the same time. Wizkid's Superstar and Bezzy's Super Son. And they are on the opposite side of the musical spectrum, right? While one was like pop oriented, high paced, etc. On the other side, Bezzy's one was more alternative, right? And with filled with lyrics, meaning, and all of that. Like both albums are on opposite sides, but are were done pretty well. You know, I like when albums come out during that period and you can always just kind of compare and contrast. You know, from a writer or journalist perspective, it's something you want to write about, and you know, it's a good story to tell.
Do we still have writers?
No, they spend most of their time on social media. You know, and it's not it's not even I'm not even trying to spite them or anything. It's just where, you know, the conversation is right now. How many people are reading the websites? What I just think they should do, which is the hard part, right, is instead of saying, oh, you know what, people don't read websites anymore, etc, etc. Oh, that's fine. But what are people doing? What's the number one thing people are doing? It's not social media. They're watching videos. So why don't you convert all your articles that you want to write, those ideas that you think nobody's going to read, and then move them into video format, which is what Ayo is doing basically.
I have preached to all upcoming journalists I've met. I say, look, now your 4,000 word essay, just carry a tripod and just say this thing on. Bro, it's easier that way. Don't kill yourself.
You know, if I was still in the newsroom now, right, Steve, right? I don't know if I tweeted this or I've like formulated the tweet in my head and I've not put it out. But like if I was editor-in-chief in the newsroom now, everybody has a podcast and a video show. Everybody. If you can't do it, you can't work in the newsroom now. 2024.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
Like for every article you write that you think you want to write, you are doing a video version and then there's a podcast version. Like there's audio and video version of everything you're doing. That is where we are in 2024.
I want to take it further because Ayo sent something in the football group one time about like a guy who was interviewing a Super Eagles player. And I said, if they allow everybody in the Super Eagles camp now. Ayo said something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I want to tell you that right now, like our media is personality based, right? Our media is no longer platform based, where someone walks in and says he's a reporter from The Guardian, he's a reporter from Punch, like, and he carries weight.
In fact, it's flipped. It's personality to platform based now. I'm Joe Rogan. I have the Joe Rogan podcast show.
Thank you. Have the podcast show.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not even, it's really from the Nigerian content. It's not even a platform thing. It's just a popular person's social media on Instagram. Maybe the platform is the social media. Right? Where somebody that the Super Eagles players relate to on social media can just walk in to say, well, let me interview you, even when the person is not a journalist. But because the Super Eagles, the player knows the person, that this person is popular on Instagram.
Yeah.
I understand the platform, then he grants the interview. That's what everybody right now is. So what I would do, like Osagie, taking it further to say everybody should have like a podcast or a video show, I would just encourage like more personality, like more stars, just like raise more stars on social media.
I'll force you to go out.
And force you to go out and people can follow, because that's what should be driving like media houses. Do you get it?
You're 100% right. The fans tribe guy. That's what.
Thank you. That's what they do. Thank you.
As a matter of fact, he's done it to the point where the people he then interviews on his show are now becoming personalities. It's like what Arsenal TV
Arsenal Connect, Arsenal TV, Arsenal.
It's like what Arsenal fan TV
with Kelechi. All of them are stars. With Kelechi,
all of them are big boys.
All of them are big boys.
If you watch the fans tribe guy, right? There's a Man United
fan, that middle-aged guy.
The short guy, right?
And the lawyer.
He's become so much of a character now that anytime I see him on my timeline, I must watch his video.
That's it. You have to build consistent characters that people can relate to and start following.
Yeah.
You get exactly.
I guess why the platforms won't want to do this, and this is where the chain is broken, right? Yeah. And it's also an advantage because you have the power, like the content creators have the power to do it themselves. The platform will never do it. The platform will never raise stars because they are scared you leave them.
Yeah.
So you have to do it yourself. And I'm talking to people who are working at the platform who are thinking, oh, the platform should do this for me. No.
Go and do
and do your own thing and then build from there.
And build from there. Yeah.
It reminds me of Complex when Noah took over. Started Complex.
Noah, and Viva.
Yeah, and they were trying to pivot to web, online media. And he told all these magazine writers that everybody is writing on the website. He doesn't care if you are writing for Double XL or Vibe, but and you think online media is trash. Everybody has to write an amount of stories on the website. And that's how Complex are they killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And they were smart enough to then move from that to video shows.
Visuals, yeah.
You know, create personalities themselves. Speedy Mom.
Speedy now. Like
you know,
look at Complex Magazine. When Complex Magazine started, you couldn't even look at Vibe and Double XL in terms of magazine prints.
Yeah.
But they saw the future and they moved to web. I look at Source and Double XL now. They're just stuck in the past. They can't.
So where we are right now is where we were when print was moving to digital. That's where we are right now. Look at the likes of Hip Hop World, Sound City, right? Sound City Blast. These were like the two biggest magazines when it comes to like entertainment in Nigeria. They had everything. They covered everything, every single story. They had everybody on the cover, right? And both failed to transition to digital.
Yeah.
Like they failed. Let's keep it. We know people that work there and they are our friends and everything. They didn't do it well. They transitioned well to TV, terrestrial TV. They were able to do that because they found out, okay, yes, we can do this. But in terms of like digital,
but it's still
which is very
form.
key.
It's still traditional. TV is still traditional form in that sense.
Absolutely, because now you can't reach anybody globally.
True.
You know. And so they came late to the party by, let's quickly jump on Instagram, create content there, blah, 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 right? And they have like thousands or millions of followers. That's fine. But like in terms of like that digital, that space before we went to social, they failed. And so they've 100%. Jumped from that to social, which is not bad, but you haven't now built the authority.
Yeah.
Yes. Even the city people and then come here too.
All those ones failed.
They struck
all those ones. They failed. They failed. I remember someone was trying to tell one of these soft sell guys, right? I won't mention who or the platform, but he was trying to convince them that the future is web.
Yeah.
And you know what this person, you know what the publisher of the platform said? Said, "Are you okay? What do you mean the future of publishing is web? Do you think everybody can afford a laptop?"
Yeah.
In context, this was 2006, 2007.
Sure.
Well, you didn't have like phones that could quickly, surf through the internet and all. It was difficult. If you were going to check a website, you were most likely using a laptop.
Or cyber
or a cyber cafe or a handheld. So in this person's mind, this person was like, how many people can afford a laptop that have to go and read the website?
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And that is where in every company, every forward-thinking company, you have to have a chief innovation officer.
Is 100%. Like, and it can be in terms of like different titles, research manager, whatever it is. But you must have that person who's constantly looking at the market to say, this is where the market is going. This is where the future lies in this our industry.
Also, you need to also hire young people and give them a voice and say,
100%.
Bro, why are we doing this?
we don't talk on for this podcast.
We don't talk on for this.
This is not the next P. Listen to the kids, bro. At the end of the day.
Yeah. And if that publisher had listened to the kid, because the person he was talking to, he probably was older than the person by 10 years.
Sure.
So this person was telling him like, fam, websites are the next thing. We need to get all this content we're doing on the website. And this was like, blah, 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 blah. What happened a few years later? Linda came and published all their stories on her website and blew up.
100%.
She literally will go and take city people and global excellence, right? These guys were printing. She would literally take the story word for word, retype it and publish it. And she was reaching people in the diaspora. She was reaching people. And she blew up.
And guess what Bella Naija did? Bella Naija took Ovation and just put it up on that side.
That's it.
Basically, oh my God.
You see, it's very important to always be on that edge, right? Always be in the depths, playing with that so that you know what's next. Because you mentioned Linda Ikeji now. Linda Ikeji was the boss until something called Instablog Nigeria came and said, you know what?
And toppled the game.
I'm the boss now, right? And I remember Osagie, I think Osagie even told her at that time, like, maybe like this is like Instablog Nigeria first year. And we were blowing up. So it was like, if I'm her, I'll buy this stuff.
Yeah,
I'll buy this platform instantly. I have the money. I'm the biggest media like platform in Nigeria. I have that money.
If she gave them 10 million naira then
at that time they'll take it.
Yeah, and she had it.
She had easily.
She had it. She would just make it. She will keep the guys and just make it her own vertical.
And just make it her own person. Exactly. You know.
Yeah, and it will stay as a vertical. She doesn't need to. She doesn't even rebrand it. Nah.
Just look at it. Just stay there. You know. So
a lot of acquisitions don't happen in Nigeria because the how will I put is the word to incumbent the word to use, but like the biggest platforms at the time, they become too cocky and they feel like it's almost like not accepting change.
True.
Do you understand? If you notice something is on the rise, that's why Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg acquired 1 billion Instagram come over here. And what has it done with it now?
Yeah.
Acquired
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Let's
Snapchat no agree. He copied their style straight up. I don't have time.
Acquisitions, that's why I love to read acquisition stories in Nigeria. I love to see it. Swallow your pride. These guys are on the forefront, right?
See what? Yeah.
It has happened in tech and fintech, though, like acquisitions in Nigeria, like Fuchsia.
Yeah, I've been seeing a few.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a few.
See what Apple did with Beats by Dre. They saw Beats by Dre was killing their market in the
audio space.
Audio space, and they acquired it. They don't have. They was gonna meet Dr. Dre and what's his other name?
Jimmy Iovine.
Bro, how much do you guys need? How much do you guys need? Let's just do this. Simple as that.
Even when like as a media house, you are scared of like really making people stars and them leaving. I think it's insecurity, because at the end of the day, there's a leverage that you have even when the person leaves, right? Like the person should always also be open. You have a relationship with a huge influencer who's also ready to come and push your narrative, push your stories, just help you expand like your audience. So I don't think that should be stopping media houses from.
The first question is to ask is, why is the person leaving?
Exactly. That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, why is the person leaving? What does this person want?
Yeah.
And it's usually two things: either more money or more responsibility.
More money or more responsibilities. Yeah, true.
Yeah. True. So how do you? That's where you should really, and that's where a lot of companies fail when it comes to like human resource and like employee branding. Not even so. Human resource is one thing. It's that employee branding is missing from a lot of companies in Nigeria. Employee branding, like how do you make sure your employees are happy? At times it's not money. At times it's, there's a clear pathway for me to rise in this company. I feel comfortable. I feel safe. I love working here. Yeah. What are those things? What are those attributes the company possesses that wants, their staff to always stay back? Example of a company's pay stack. You hear that it is very difficult to hire a pay stack employee.
Yeah.
They'll tell you it's difficult. They are okay. So those are the things that matter. What kind of environment do you have? Okay. What's the average age in the company? We have older people, we have younger people. How do we cater to both? There's some young people that go to some companies and the managers are just snobbish because they feel like, I have 20 years experience working in the bank.
Who are you?
Who are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
You understand? There's that as well. And there are some companies that are too fast-paced. I remember I worked in a financial technology company. A guy came from the bank. And you know how smart startups are, right? We all work in one big floor. Everybody has a desk. Your boss, the junior person, the intern, everybody is working on one big floor. Yeah. The guy couldn't grasp it. He thought he would have his own office where, you can come and knock and everything. And then people were calling him by his first name. Tunde, I've sent the document. Please, can you? And the guy just look at everybody like, my name is Mr. Peters.
No, it's not Mr. Peters.
And he couldn't cope. So after 2 months, he resigned.
Yeah.
So again, how do you balance it? And when people are coming in, very, very important as well. When people are coming in, have you explained to them the culture you have? This is the kind of company before you step in.
Yeah, that's also important.
Yeah. All that is important. But yeah, shout out. I don't even know how we got here, but like shout out to the content creators.
Yeah, shout out to the content creators.
Shout out to the content creators. I want to start this episode with a message someone sent me.
Okay.
The person said, well, what is going on in Nigeria, Osagie? Is it not strange and a bit baffling and puzzling and bewildering that the music and the art being created in this country does not reflect what is happening in the country? From an outsider's perspective, when I listen to Afrobeats or look at the art being created, to be honest, I think you guys are having a great time. And then I look at the economy and I look at the numbers and I see the direct opposites. What is going on? That's the question the person asked me. I like to ask you guys that question.
This is a wide question. This is a question that you ask your invigilator, please. Extra shit, sir.
When I was growing up, when Nigeria was facing harsh economic realities, people were creating the music that reflected what was happening in the society. I don't know about you guys.
And when they were creating that music, it was against a government that will shoot you in the head.
It was even worse than now.
It was no, bro. You straight up AK-47 to your head.
When I was growing up, I was listening to music like this. 1991. This is 1991. So you. Horace Wilkie, Heart of Stone.
Nixon, control A station. Now listen.
Here I go once again, and this time I got the nice up your season.
Is it
See, go by the whole line, go by the hinder, and I go flash it in the money till the night I cannot stop. So what you say, so this is the song we've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is the song you've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is time for celebration, what you me Lord say, and this time no one can change partiality. What? In a distance season, say what? No day like this, operator, I beg you give me some to one me waste. So what you say, so this is the song we've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone. This is the song you've been waiting for to come change the heart of stone.
Second, sit back, relax, take a little fresh air. I like to tell you about the song that can't
Shout out to
be
Maniac.
compared to where the song ain't aware. Yeah, the difference is clear. Lyrically, mystically, technically, logically, it really goes kicking, striking like the thunder, lightning so frightening you can't even blunder. It's got a force that can't be easily caught in the bottle. I tell you this, brother, it's mystical.
1991. Horace Wilkie, Heart of
You know what?
Stone.
You want to say Heart of Stone? You have to know
This is
Bible.
the song we've been waiting for to come change the
Change
heart of stone.
That is a line, bro. If you don't know your Bible, if you don't know Exodus, you cannot know what that guy is referring to. Nah, that's
When I was growing
penmanship.
up, I was listening to music like this.
Yeah, man. I have been compelled to sing to this rhythm after seeing all was one in Africa.
Raskimono. How you feel am in your bones?
One more time, please.
This is when the instrumental will rock before you start singing.
Under pressure, black people under pressure. Under pressure, Nigerians under pressure. Under pressure, Africans under pressure. No food, we belly. No money in our pocket. No bed, feel we hate. The people, they must suffer. In a ghetto, in a city, everywhere that me go.
That is what I was listening to when I was
Goat
growing
music. Goat music, man. You know the funny
up.
thing?
Yeah.
I wanted to do I'm supposed to do a video of that song this week.
Oh, dope. See, we're in sync. As a content creator, we're in sync.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, even in when that clueless guy, Wari, came in the first time. We had people dropping bangers. Okay, you guys want to party? We'll party, but we'll still send you the message in the music. This is what was happening then.
Do you know this is a Buhari sponsor song? I'll tell you the story after.
What are we talking about?
So, quick one. In
Yes.
case you've not watched the video on my Instagram page,
Give us the backstory, bro.
the backstory for this song was in the Buhari regime, the first coming, unfortunately. He noticed that a lot of Nigerians were beginning to japa because of the economic crisis in the country. So they did something called Operation Andrew. Or Andrew must not check out. And that was a series of adverts where a certain young man, played by the late Enebele Lebuwa, was on the verge of leaving the country. He was at the airport. Then a voice speaks to him and tells him and convinces him not to leave Nigeria or check out from Nigeria, but instead fight for the country. This album you are playing now is an extension of that propaganda at the time. Because if you look at the back of the sleeve, you actually see a Enebele inside. And if you listen to the lyrics, you hear Andrew, don't check out. So it was part of the whole propaganda, like, oh, Nigeria should not leave the country, we should stay and fight. Nigeria will survive and everything.
For those who don't know, right, the whole concept is Andrew gets mad and packs his bags and says, you know what? I'm checking out.
Yeah.
It was a very popular thing. I'm checking out.
Yeah.
And so in this song, you hear, Andrew, no check out. Oh.
Yeah.
So
that's a jam, though.
That's a jam. So you can be as subtle as that, or you can just go full crazy like Orisha Femi used to do.
Baba Fela tell them before, Orisha Femi tell them again. People flop politicians, go. They do once, go. They flop politicians, go. We get like we go flash them, our logo. People flop politicians, go. They do once, go. They flop politicians, go. We get like we go flash them, our logo.
So if you don't want to flog politicians, at least you can complain, like Blackface was complaining.
Blackface they are. Yeah, man. Alongside Malam Spice, Big Brandon and Carl Rocksteady. You know, we come from mash up the place, you know. People are happy about it and they have to speak out, you know.
Steve, na vibes. Na vibes.
So, how we go? He depend on me, yo. As I see the way my brother just they hustle every day. I know he depend on me, yo. Try to accept this thing and go tell me yo. He depend on me, pay me. He depend on me. Who be the sheep, who be the goat? Wetin be the situation where who calls for throat? See them looting, polluting without. No say get some children when their mama care about. How could they deceive you every day? Land for your office and your salary no day. You go there, like your J. After that nobody man go tell you which way. But I they wonder, say when you go better. When we go live like sons and daughter. When we go no say, try be no matter. When will situation for the poor people change for the better? Yeah. What we really need is peace and unity. But only love, equal rights in society. So enough of them, brutality go take away my sanity. Hey, he depend on me, yo. As I see the way my brother just they hustle every day. I tell you, he depend on me, yo. Top one, right there.
Run them down. Hey.
More complaining.
Nobody won't die.
Hey, the goat himself,
Everybody
the
won't go
blueprint.
heaven. You see me? As you see me so, me I go yarn, me I go speak my mind, me I go yarn. Them things say we blind, make we yarn. Why are my people so poor? We can't take this no more. Me I go yarn, me I go speak my mind, me I go yarn. Them things say we blind, make we yarn. Why are my people so poor? We can't take this no more. As I reach Yankee, I see say the life where my people then they live, na nonsense. As I reach Yankee, I see say to solve our problem in no hard common sense. Them they come here, them they see the way where everything been they work, but them just ignore. Them go reach house, go from the policies where go make them to rich and my people to poor. It don't take where we done they cry, where we done they hustle, where we done they die. It don't take where then they chop money while the average child for road is hungry. Me I go yarn, me I go speak my mind, me I go yarn. Them things say we blind, like we yarn. Why are my people so poor? We can't take this no more. Me I go yarn, me I go speak my mind, me I go yarn. Them things say we blind, like we yarn. Why are my people so poor? We can't take this no more.
If you don't want to do that one, you can do it in a subtle way.
Oh my God. Oh.
My God.
It be like say they won't tell us what to. We never hear.
Final boss.
To Baba Deya, plus Soli Baba Deya, Sabada Bada 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 Bada.
No be smarting, no be smarting, no be smarting, no be smarting.
This is one of the most subtle ways you can talk about bad governance in the country. Early on, I used to think this song was a love song.
Looking back to all the years that you and I have spent together, it seems like you've been playing me all along. So many times you asked me to put the whole of my trust in you. So many times you betrayed me and played me for a fool. Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter? Cause it be like you and I, we didn't need each other all the time. All the time. Another year has come, and now you want my trust once more. Oh, no. It be like say you want to tell me another story again. It be like say you want to act another movie again. It be like say you want to go another coding again. It be like say you want to dance napkin you dance again. You want to sing another song again. It be like say
My brothers, I'm getting teary-eyed, bro.
I'm sorry.
Bro. There's no
I'm sorry.
delivering this, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bro, I'm sorry, guys. This is too much for me.
Two shots.
Banga.
Try Productions, LD, the Dawn. When I dey primary 5, I get one friend. You know the 2-day class, you know just then. You see, Emeka no book, but for class, everybody they wonder how intake they pass. One day, we get lecture where Emeka dey there. In just they concentrate, like say in mind they there. Where na gimmicks, make we take no fear. The boy just they strategize some skills and ideas. You don't see 2 eyes, they offload your handbag. Where person pass, you can't they find your school bag. They follow you, they argue. On top am, they brag. Now your own no gets label for the tag. Shut up, my friend, how you take no? If I finish with you, now your blood go they flow. Bros, I beg now, I beg no be so. In fact, when I take the bag, I don't know.
Thief my guy back, talk say him no. Thief, ole, carry am go. He say na him first time, I be no be so. Thief, ole, carry am go. When you hear bring tire, your eye come clear. Thief, ole, carry am go. Carry gun, carry knife. Only you know the fear. Thief, ole, carry am go.
See this man, sef. See as you cack for office, you dey form oga, while your people them dey hiss. Na pen you dey take do magical tricks. You know they touch money, but money go dey miss. Your 5 accounts they don't full for Swiss. You dey chop and you think say they no go notice. Wetin you dey do bad and you know this. You say I am smart and you are a novice. Na true you talk, but na thief be your work. When you hear tire, make you no shock. Your job now with tie and corporate knocks. Agbada or kaftan, aso and rocks. Now this one we dey call thief with style. Chop alone and close the file. Every day empty promises go dey pile. It is not my fault, my brother, but meanwhile
Embezzle money talk say him no. Thief, ole, carry am go. You say na your first time, I be no be so. Thief, ole, carry am go. When you hear bring tire, your eye come clear. Thief, ole, carry am go. Carry pen as DJ. Only you know the fear. Thief, ole, carry am go.
No excuses. No excuses. You can make it a club jam. No excuses. Debut album off the hottest record label at the time. No excuses.
Shana like this we go there. 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 Oh no, I no feel wait to make things so change. Now make we join and make am better. Say I no feel wait to make things so change. Now make we join and make am better.
Osagie, you still play with that record. You still have to play with that record.
Once upon a time, they tell us say $1 is equals to 1 naira. Once upon a time, we go travel from Lagos to London and you no need visa. Once upon a time, we go graduate from school and the government go dash you car. Once upon a time, we go take train from Osagie down to Ojuelegba. Once upon a time, now everything done dabaru. Corruption seems unstoppable. The hardship is unbearable. It's unbearable. What till we go do it? Lord, I cannot take this pain no more. Shana like this we go there. 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 Oh no, I no feel wait to make things so change. Now make we join and make am better.
Are you okay now? Are you?
No, you never play African China now. Oh, what now? You don't play that record. That is the record.
That is the anthem.
That one is the finish. That one
That's
is
the anthem.
finish.
That's the protest record. That's
That
the
is the
record that
protest
plays every
record.
time.
That is the protest record. They play that
That's
shit
the
when
record.
it's like hard.
But you know the funny thing? The funny thing is that that record overshadowed the first record. You know the first record that came out?
Which one of them? I mixed them up. Is it the first one that came out?
This is Crisis on the first album.
Oh,
This is what blew him up.
Your worst enemy, you go be your best friend. Every night and day we dey think a daily bread. You never can tell who go be your best friend. You never can tell when the world you go end. Say make we and about the 1 June 12. Where we say them few people before the 12. I been at the one of Clifford Audio. Cannibal man where they shop and but you. Another one he happen inside a Jekunle. Bunny and kill it to become ballet. Oh plenty woman we carry belly. Yeah, they make them begin the fear. If I say oh, you say P, another man say see. Now you sabi. If I say oh, you say P, another man say see. Now you sabi. I say them born man. Them kill man no for inside Ajegunle. I say them born house. They still land no for inside Ajegunle.
John.
Food in a day, brother, water no day.
Come on.
And our country not good though. Every day 40 day for whole night. One man wait it my gum on them go show him face for crime fighter. Rich man wait it money on we now they see their face it for crime fighter. Tell me something I don't know why. Rich man go they yalla kwea. One man go they shout. Rich man go they yalla kwea. One man go they shout. They gonna lead us well. Don't let this nation to fall inside well. Mr. President,
lead us well.
If you be governor,
govern us well.
If you be senator,
anytime well.
If you be police,
police well. Now they take bribe. Lead us well.
Govern
us well.
If you be senator,
anytime well.
If you be
police well. Now they take bribe.
Well, you know the brother, transportation not day. And our road is not good oh. Want about the NEPA people oh, no get light. Everybody just say Allah. Well now they know how we want survive. Many youth ready for work but as work now they know how we want survive. We will be giant of Africa but to get visa enter Ghana now yeah. My God, policeman go see white. He go tell you say I say that thing na red. Tell me something that we can make on that lead us well. Don't let this nation to fall inside well. Mr. President,
lead us well.
If you be governor,
govern us well.
If you be senator,
anytime well.
Police well.
Bangers all day, fam.
No, they take bribe. So we've gone through this list of songs, and I challenge anybody to give me a full playlist of records that have come out since 2015 till now. I know there are a couple, of course. It's not like they don't exist.
There are
a
some
couple,
have,
you know, shout out to Ajebo Hustlers. There are a couple of people that have put out, you know, some of these records, but you can't help but notice that there is a deficit of this kind of message that is being put out. And I don't even want to even limit it. We're big fans of music. That's why we are touching on it. And it's the easiest medium, right?
Yeah.
For that kind of message to be propagated. People will sing songs. People don't watch movies and then talk about the movies on the road. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So for me, it's around like, how do you continue to, why? First of all, my first question is, why don't we have this kind of messaging? I have my answer, I have my theory, but I like to
I don't know, man. I think you know,
it's easy now.
What's the answer?
Bro, it's easy.
Yeah,
So you guys wanted Afrobeats to the world.
Oh yeah.
Bro, when art is exported, right? Beyond is like the original context, it loses the, like, he undergoes like this process, this transformation to fit a broader audience, right? And in
refinement.
that process, yes, it loses its essential qualities and the qualities, the essence, and the nuances.
The grittiness,
right? Thank you. That's just what's happening, right?
Because
we can't sell pain to the world. Nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
Especially to people that don't understand that pain.
So especially the people who are not living the life that reflects that situation. Do you get? They're not going to buy it. Nobody's going to buy food.
If you are selling
water, no day, like
if you are selling the idea of a brand new West Africa or Nigeria,
exactly,
you can't continue keep talking about the same things that Africa has been known for. Bad leadership, corruption, and all that. People want a post-Wakanda Nigeria. Where you can come into December, you chill, you party harder than you are partying in London or Miami, and you go back. So the whole third world struggle doesn't fit into the context of what we are selling right now.
It's going to take an exceptional. It's going to take like an exceptional artist with exceptional writing to be able to convey the original messaging that we've talked about into like a broader audience, right? And I believe like someone like Two-Face, like his pen game, like this thing. Osagie just mentioned that he thought it was a love record. That's how excellent. That's how like sophisticated that writing was. Do you get? So it's something like that that can transcend from our culture into other cultures without losing that essence, right? But you don't get Two-Face every day, bro. That's why it's Two-Face. Do you get? You understand? So that's just my opinion. My opinion is that, that flattening of cultural depth happens every time there's an export of culture.
Especially when the home industry is not financially strong or organized.
Exactly.
That's when this kind of shit happens.
Every record label, every young guy now is in the game trying to like make his or our first album to an international audience, to be played on New York radio, to have like interviews on.
You want to have your calm down from your first album.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah. Even though Burna has tried with some tracks, his biggest songs are not. So you can call Ye. If you listen to Ye properly, understand, you can understand what he's trying to say. And that is symbolic of the problem or not symbolic of the generation. Like, fuck it. Why am I hustling? Why do I want to do this when I can have the women and the cars? That is basically what Ye is saying. Ye is saying, all that thing where fella they sing. Because it happens for long.
Monster calling us fake.
Like, bro.
No way, no way, no way. Calling me a monster just cause we say it.
We're from the block where it rains, where we create barricades, keep our position away. That's why we strap with the case. Don't get kidnapped from your place, cause it could happen today. Not knowing how to behave, that is a sign that you made. Just lose your life with the waste, your body found in the lake. You fucked around in the fisherman found you drowning for days. You know we come from a place where people smile but it's fake. How could they smile if you look around? It's surrounded by pain. I seen the sky turn to gray, it took the light from the day. It's like the heads of the state ain't comprehending the hate that the oppressed generate when they've been working like slaves to get some minimum wage. You turn around and you blame them for their anger and rage, put them in shackles and chains because of what they became. We are the monsters you made.
My God.
Can I talk about this one briefly?
To me, just before you talk about it, to me, this is Burna Boy's best performance on a record.
Yes, his best performance, but was he a hit internationally?
No.
Was he a hit at all?
No, but for you to take, it wasn't a hit at all, but for you to take a Michael Jackson record and flip it like this.
No, it's madness. But what I'm trying to say is that
I don't even want to go into that musical thing. We have a topic. Let's focus on it. The magic of making this record is another thing.
Look at the records we listened to before. Yeah. They were tailored for the Nigerian audience because we know you people. You taking Nigerian pain out to export it. As beautiful as that song was, and Chris Martin.
Because this is exporting Nigerian pain.
Yes.
It didn't work.
Bro, the crowd listened to Last before this now. They're listening to the brain top of the world before this now. Because they don't understand what you people are there. What is the pain? No, we want the Wakanda version of Lagos.
But at least he's doing it.
What?
He's doing it. He did this. I think he did the because one before this album. He did different story, right?
Also because he has the conviction. Maybe through his background and growing up. He has the conviction to say,
to do it. And he's a stubborn head, He's a stubborn head as well. It's like the label doesn't want it. I don't give a damn.
He's also Burna Boy.
Yeah.
He's also Burna Boy.
To add to what Steve said and what like Ayo buttress, right? Another thing is that these guys are all signed to like international labels.
As well,
right? The A&R and everything goes through like these guys, and they have a mandate to say, we see the song, but we don't see an audience for it. We need to take it off the album. Sorry.
We don't get it.
Yeah. So people will definitely be tone deaf to experiences they've never experienced, so to say.
Yes.
There's that.
Even the way you're experiencing Afrobeats as a foreigner, like when you come to the country, is very curated and very
But
isolated.
There's still a way to pass the message. There's still a way to pass the message.
You need exceptionally
writing, bro.
Artists. I'll give you an example. I'm
not your average artist.
Thank you, Ayo. You don't get these guys every day. That's why they are regarded in the top.
They're top. You don't get them every day.
You don't get them, man. It's hard, bro. It's hard. Two-Face packaged this song and we thought it was a hit love record. That's how insane it is.
This record is talking about heartbreak.
Yeah.
all through, right? And for us,
No,
it's not even this one. It's OG Premier. This is the record now. Gawu, right?
Yes. Have you seen
yeah,
Fajo
that's
dancing
Gawu,
to this song? Have you seen Fajo?
No, I
Fajo
haven't
everywhere. He says Fajo will tell anybody this is the biggest song out of Africa. I love this song.
This song, we danced to this song in the early 2000s, like
Osagie.
mad. But this song is talking about heartbreak.
My
My
boss will
point
bring-
here is, I still feel you can pass any message in a record as long as you make it appealing.
Osagie.
Like,
the
yeah.
boys where we get now no sabi that level.
No did
We
that
haven't
level.
complained- we haven't
I
complained about the
understand
party
what you-
jams they are giving us. We
I
haven't
understand what you
complained about
mean. You need to be on another level to
It's
deliver
on another
something.
level. Yeah.
Bro, to be on point.
That level, no.
You need to be on another level. Okay. I agree with what you guys are saying 100%. I also have my other theory, working theory, which I
Let's
think in
go.
addition to this is where we find ourselves.
Too much theory, they keep person. It's
Yeah,
good.
good person. The entertainment industry has been infiltrated by politicians, dirty playmakers, and corrupt people. And these people are
They're not the same
closely
people. They are the same people now.
these people are closely tied to the musicians, right?
True.
That the musicians don't have the conviction to make those records. It's also happening.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
We
that,
know.
that is also
I'm not going to say
positive.
more than this, but like politicians have signed people to popular labels we know.
100% no.
Do you understand?
Osagie,
Children, let me even
Osagie.
go as close as saying children of popular politicians. I'm not going to go beyond that.
You don't
Yeah.
Have signed
They have
people and
record.
handed these
You
people
don't
to.
they close. You
You
I
don't
don't
need-
they
yeah,
close,
come
make I
back.
back off.
Professor,
Don't
No
they
vex,
come
no
back,
vex,
come back.
no vex, no vex. Do you understand? So you're not going to sing about food, day, water, no day.
No,
If
yeah,
the person
true.
that is bankrolling you is
Osagie.
contributing to the absence
food
of
wey
food
no
and water,
dey.
the
Yeah.
food
Let me-
shortage.
Let me put it like this. You
Yes.
can't get a call from one of the top billionaires in the world or one of the top politicians in the world to come and perform to a select audience in his mansion. And tomorrow you are saying God will kill all the elites in the country. It's not
Yes,
going to happen.
Richard Femi say we go flog politicians. We
go
go flog politicians. Go. That's what they do was
There's a
Ojo.
reason why
You can't perform it at a state function. You can't do that now. Come
there's a
on.
reason why
Yeah.
politicians don't go to African shrine and make it a public affair.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
There's a reason why. Because the two don't go
Yeah.
mix.
You know, go enter at all. It's true.
I didn't even bother playing Femi or Fela. Do you
Oh,
understand?
Fela,
In this
yeah,
place
that
that's
because
true.
But down a normal standard. We
do you
don't do that
understand?
one.
Because if you go to True Don't Die, oh my God.
Yeah,
We've done
man.
we've done let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
That's a
Move
rap
on, move
podcast
on.
on his own self.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God. True Don't Die. Yeah, so that I just wanted to say that it's been, in my head for a minute, and I believe Samson also shared a screenshot in the group chat a few days ago about this as well. Somebody put up a tweet, and I remember
I saw it.
mentioning.
I think I saw it, yeah.
You remember, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that tweet. I saw the screenshot.
Put up a tweet about art, and this is just music. I don't know how if you want to talk about like art in general as well, just art generally. I'm not seeing expression of what is going on, what is happening. So is
There
it the same thing
isn't-
that's happening?
It's the same
The
thing that's
elites are
happening.
funding these people and then they can't talk. Is that
Elites
what's
have-
happening as well?
I think in the visual medium of movies and stuff, I think, look at, bro, when it was in the mid-90s, did you watch Another Campus Tale? That
Oh,
spoke
classic.
about-
Yeah.
Classic.
Bro, why I love Nollywood in the 90s, they were taking on societal issues,
Yeah.
widows' rights, all that stuff, also marriage, genotype.
August meeting. That's why August meeting remains one of my
Yes.
favorite Nollywood movie ever. Yeah.
What was
It
August
was-
meeting about?
That's the August meeting when they go and that annual meeting that the Igbo women do
Yeah.
in the East. Yeah, August
Look
meeting.
at the movie that blew
Eukarya and
Omotola
stuff.
up.
Yeah.
Look at the movie that blew Omotola up. Mortal Inheritance. She was a sequel.
Yeah.
That was the story.
Yeah.
Now
Sure.
you're getting fluffy stuff. One is because Nigeria has defunded arts. So even if you are studying it, what you're coming at is wishy-washy.
Yeah.
And they're just like straight up on the money. And if the
Yes.
if what gets you the money is not talking about XYZ, then why should
Yeah.
you talk about it?
Two, Nollywood doesn't give. Nollywood is now they too are trying to do the Afrobeats thing. Let's how we can score something. Netflix is here, Amazon is here,
Yeah,
everything
sure.
is here.
Nollywood to
can't-
the world.
We can't go deep into. We can't be cutting deep into this stuff. So let's just give them the flashy. Our
Because
own,
the stories are not nice to tell. Like they are
Like
sad.
crime stories. Yeah,
Yeah.
like crime stories.
bro,
yeah.
where's our own Sarafina?
Oh
Where
my
is our own
God.
Sarafina?
Oh my God. You just reminded me about the funny thing is that I
Yeah,
was
you-
listening
you-
to that
yeah,
album
yeah,
earlier in this year. Oh my
Bro,
God.
Ayo,
Ayo,
this
why
thing
did you
that
do this to
mentioned,
me?
we still don't
Ayo,
have like apart from apart from the adaptation of Chimamanda's book, right? We still don't have like a proper representation of like the Civil War in terms of from Nollywood. This is
but you know what will happen? When Hollywood now wants to do it, we'll not be annoyed.
We'll not be angry. Yeah.
Bro, 2 weeks ago, I was watching the series of Shaka Zulu, one of the biggest kings.
Yeah.
Bro, they shot that thing in the 80s or 90s. The production quality is better than what we are shooting with all this our.
I watched it back then, Shaka Zulu. I watched it back then. I remember the episode where they brought the mirror and the hair dye.
Yeah.
I remember. Someone on Twitter said, when was the last time you listened to a Nigerian podcast, radio show, or TV show, etc., and you felt the discussion meant something outside of gratifying our already held ideals? We are in the most urgent times, and you will not really know it through cultural indicators. Let me explain something and why this thing is very important.
Yeah.
It is important because many years from now, what is easily available and ready or most memorable is art that captures a moment. Before you now start reading, books and documents on what were the financial indicators, what were the social economic indicators at the time. You understand? The things that you look at the French Renaissance, first place you go to is like the art. How was it depicted by the art? Before you now even start going into, bro, I can tell you wholeheartedly, like me learning about World War II, I wasn't alive there, but me learning about World War II was watching movies first.
Watching movies first of all.
Do you understand?
First of all.
Adaptations of what happened. Then, okay, let me go and read. Remember, when we started watching all these things, there was no internet. When we started watching movies of World War II or the Vietnam War, we didn't have the internet. And if you didn't have the internet, you didn't readily have a book that you could remember. We didn't have libraries, so there's nowhere you could go and say, you know what, I want to read about World War II. Let me, skedaddle down to the library, nearest library, and read about it. No, you couldn't until the internet came, and then you had Wikipedia, and then you could read and whatever. Like it wasn't easy, and we couldn't buy books. So the art is the best representation of what is happening. And 50, 60, 100, 150 years from now, they will look back to this time. And now, because everything is timelined very well because of the internet, they will say, let us go and experience, or let us go and look into the art and see how it represented what was happening in Nigeria.
And guess what they'll see? Who should pay the bill? The man or the woman? It's crazy, fam. I think it's just the level we are in as a society where critical thinking and other deeper things are not just being. It's hard. The level of education.
It's not popular. It's hard. That's why it's not popular. The boring things are. Yeah.
So even you as a podcast host now, you want to say stuff that will go viral and trigger people. Oh, I don't like men that dance in the club. The fuck you know that. Meanwhile, nobody has tackled the increase in the number of young girls in Nigeria who are entering sexual work. What is the correlation with that and the economy in the last 10, 15 years? That is a deeper issue.
Because, man, like that is something that needs to be explored. Like there has been a rise of sex workers.
Yes.
Right? And the rise of sex workers is not like when you want to mention stuff like this, people say, oh, my body, my power, how they.
Fine. That is not even, fine.
But that's not even what the problem is. And that's my problem. We keep taking like this Western
ideology.
Yeah, and you don't want to like
force it down in Nigerian context.
The rise of sex workers or the rise of sex work in Nigeria is because of it's due to the economic realities.
There's nothing about
it's not because women feel empowered that they can do something. That's not so things like that. Like how are we getting like this proper
investigation?
Do we have any agencies that God?
So it's the American ideology. They look at the OnlyFans aspect and say, no, the sex worker I'm talking about, the ones who stand on the road, who litter the malls around 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Those are the people that we are talking about, not people that have money to buy internet, buy camera, do photos. No, not those ones. Nah, man.
Anyways, man, let's get into 1 hour in, and we just want to start.
Don't forget your clock.
Just want to start reading what's on the docket. Let's start. Peter Obi was on the Honest Bunch podcast. First of all, shout out to the Honest Bunch.
Yeah.
Remember on this podcast we told you guys that platforms like these are needed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you when we had the conversation, people like shut these guys down. What are they doing? Everything is just platforms like these are needed because
I've always said Nedu is a smart guy. That he knows what he's doing.
they are what you call it. They are generally like they are, general platforms. Like they are, everybody can watch. It's not niche. It's
General
for
discussion.
everybody. Yeah.
Bro, I saw the Honest Bunch being played on the TV in the barbing salon. That's when I knew that. Okay,
You don't
these
really
guys are out of
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So shout out to them. They had the presidential aspirants. I mean, also, welcome. We have to welcome them to the podcast that have had presidential aspirants on.
Yes.
On
The first one.
On the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah.
I always say the guy no run, but at least he was for a minute.
He said he was going to run. He didn't
said
just
he was
end up
going
on
to
the
run. He
ballot.
didn't just end up. Sure.
They also
But
have
shout out-
another aspirant coming up next week or this week.
Sure, yes, I've seen I've seen the So for Peter Obi's own, he was on the Honest Bunch. Who watched the full interview, by the way?
I listened to it. I listened to the whole thing.
Oh, you listened, you watched. Okay,
Yeah.
super. And before, the interview was released, the snippets came out. And as in usual fashion, people took everything, watched 1 minute video out of like 1.5 hour podcast and took everything out of context.
Yeah.
It's standard. But one of the things that went viral was him saying that we need to turn night vigils into night shifts, basically.
Yeah.
So in context, what he was trying to say is too many people have nothing doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you would go to a night vigil. For those who don't know what night vigil is, it is a very popular prayer session that happens overnight, usually on Fridays, but like in the last 20 years, there are night vigils that happen on Monday, Tuesday, very random, and he's basically saying that we just need to empower more people, create more jobs, so people go to night shift and not night vigil. And of course, in true fashion, a lot of people had a lot of things to say. Yeah. Steve, do you want to tell us what people had to say?
I think. Sorry, I didn't prepare for that.
No, that's okay.
I can just
the son of Adeboye's son. Yeah, thank you.
No, Mike Bamiloye.
Who is Mike Bamiloye, first of all?
Mike Bamiloye is a popular gospel televangelist and drama actor, producer, scriptwriter, and everything. If you watched his movies in the 90s, it was very, very popular in the 90s.
You've not said something that's very important. The name of the church. What's the name of the ministries? Mount Zion.
Mount Zion. Yeah.
And they also take credit. Also, Mike Bamiloye and Gloria Bamiloye were the first people to teach what's this guy's name? Star Wars.
John
Boyega acting in the UK. So yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, he said that was the first acting class he ever did.
Acting class he ever did.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so his son, who has now picked up.
But I didn't know it was I didn't know it was a personal, like it was like a physical like lecture. I thought maybe he meant watching them was like the first class that he attended.
No, I think they came over. I think they came over.
Okay,
I think they came over to the UK. It was one time they were traveling.
Okay.
So Mike Bamiloye's son, who has taken over the reins of his father's business, came out.
Ministry, not business.
Oh, sorry. So the reins of the ministry. Sorry.
Yeah.
And came out.
He's basically in charge of like the movies that they produce now.
Oh yes, he did a movie on Adeboye's life, which is actually good.
Oh,
he did a biopic
for real?
I think it's on YouTube. Yeah, he did a biopic of Pastor Adeboye, and he came out to criticize, Peter Obi that every time there's anything wrong in this country, they keep blaming Christians, blah 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 blah, and all that. Yeah, and other people also came out to attack Peter Obi and saying that that should people stop going to vigils now and just start going to work or something like that.
To work,
yeah. And that's basically the summary of it, Osha. There's a whiplash or reaction from the Christian rights who believe that there's just prosperity and me going for VG, not concern anybody. I can do what I want to do, Although I saw a tweet about a lady that said that somebody refused to accept a job offer because they told the person that you can't be going for, I think it's whether it's weekly retreats or Holy Ghost conversion or something.
I think the person said it was his mom or something.
Yes.
I can't remember. I just glanced through it and I was laughing at it. You are not ready. You know, in Nigeria is a place that you see Monday morning, 7 a.m. as you are going to work, people are in church praying. I'm like, okay. And I pray for God to give them money, which is the funny thing.
So Joshua Mike Bamiloye says, oh, so now vigils are the reason Nigeria isn't productive? Boy, the mentality of blaming church attendance for Nigeria's problems is a very misguided one and, at best, an insult. Vigils are commonly held on Fridays, right before the weekend. If we want to be productive, why not also ban recreational events, comedy shows, concerts? In fact, ban every social gathering. The hot weather seems to have corroded some minds to the point that they fail to think clearly and address the real problems.
Can I tackle what you just said? Now? I hope you know that social gatherings employ people. People that pay tax to the government.
Like everything he mentioned there, which is recreational events, comedy shows, and concerts, they are all income generating, revenue generating.
And the last time I checked, churches don't pay tax in Nigeria. So, bro, who is generating more for the economy now? Allow us to dance in the night, because that generates more money for the economy.
Anyways, you guys already, I'm not going to, this would have been a very good episode for me to just double down on my own, rhetoric, but I'm actually tired and I'm not even going to,
the funny thing, and I listened to the podcast. I'm like, did they hear when Peter Obi, I'm sure they didn't listen to the full thing.
They didn't listen.
Of course, they didn't
listen.
His
sister is a reverend sister in the church. His brother is a priest.
This man has donated more money than everybody complaining to the churches in Nigeria. Yep. Do you understand? You even want to talk about like the church or not liking the church and everything. Like, look at the amount of money he's donated to the Catholic Church.
Is it just even funny having this conversation? Because we shouldn't be having this conversation
at all.
Because the comments he made was just as clear as anything that you can see. Like, it's just clear. Like,
the thing is, for me, is it's very simple. You just need to create the jobs. And that's what needs to happen.
Bro,
once there are jobs, people don't have time. It's priority. Do you want to make money or do you want to go and, I don't know, pray?
There were 3 rubber factories in Isolo. At the time I started saying there.
Thank you about the story. You've told me the story, but please say it on the pod.
As at that time too, like because I've been playing football for a long time. So if you want to know like how do I put it? Like, you want to like gauge an area, it's like from the football pitch. That's when you see all the guys coming around and stuff like that. So you used to go to the pitch and you rarely see like a large number of guys together, right? Either one is on shift. Then there were 3. One was at Sele, one was at Chemist bus stop. 2 was at Chemist bus stop. These are like factories that employ the youths, the young people around there. So every young guy you see around that area worked at that factory, and you rarely see them, right? Anytime you see the other guy, anytime you see one guy, say, what of the other guy? So we need a shift, right? If this guy is playing football, if there are 10 of them, you see 4 of them on the pitch one day. Say, what of the other 6? They say, then they shift. The other 6 will come the following day. The 4. So that's how like you see them, right? I've seen how those factories have like really shut down in the last 5 to 6 years, and how jobless these guys have become. How like their life, the quality of their life has reduced, and how much time they now have on their hands to either play football or stay on the pitch and smoke and go into other vices. Do you get? Like, I saw it in real time, the deterioration of those factories and how it impacted the communities. Like, young guys were without jobs, crime rates increased. Do you get? And the quality of their lives overall reduced of the entire area just because of 3 factories. I saw that in real time. I saw that with my own eyes. So when someone is telling you about productivity and people having job, it's so important. That's what drives the society. When people are busy, when people like have something to do, a purpose in the morning, they wake up
when they're productive,
have something to do. Without it, it's dead. Like, you see young guys just moving around, and that's when they start doing this whole money-led thing, Agberu, taking money from like keke and Okada ride and bus drivers. Then from there into crime. At night we are walking and someone is snatching your phone and stuff like that because they don't have anything to do and they are hungry.
Bro, it's so bad in my area right now that when it's nighttime, you see boys literally begging you for money.
Yeah.
See, bros, but I beg anything for boys. In every major food outlet, like say let's say Mega Chicken, there are guys who just wait outside the gate to beg you for money, and they'll walk you down to the bus stop.
Damn,
begging you for money. Now, you know how life is. One day, when things switch, that is going to be a problem. Because when those guys start going on a riot, is madness.
And they don't live where they are and go to the richest part of the city to
No,
rob.
yes, it has to be
They're
where they
robbing their
know.
immediate person.
Immediate,
Bro,
yeah,
it's
immediate
your environment.
environment. Yeah.
The day they start having the hashtag and start saying they're robbing everybody, there's a problem. If you go to Obakran today, you can see the number of empty warehouses on that major road.
Thank you.
That is a serious problem. And that's Obakran is very close to Agege. Agege is a hot crime spot. You saw what Agege did during the lockdown.
Yeah,
where the Wobble boys came from.
Yeah.
Imagine in that area.
Have you guys forgotten those factories? They have like women, men every morning. You see people trooping out every evening. People you used to see them now. How many do you see? How many do you see in Lagos? None.
Not many.
So as a company, as leaders, can't you ask yourself what has led to the deterioration of this culture of like factories, industrialization of a country? What has happened? I remember that time in Agbo, there were like two, Moka and Apako Phone. They had like these huge factories like that was powering the whole town. Like you see, a young guy finishes from school, maybe he's waiting for like JAMB or WAEC or something. He's working there already.
Earning.
People are productive. People are earning.
Bro,
do you get
having a company build a factory in a town literally changes a village into a town.
Changed. I saw this.
You know when I saw how an influx of people can help a town was when the first year that people started writing post JAMB.
Thank you.
I was in Ilorin that period, right? And then you just had
of people.
I don't know how many. We had like maybe 500 or 600 or maybe 1,000 people come and write an exam. More than 1,000. It was bro, for like 4 days, right? People were just selling out things in their stores. People were just that's what
economic activity.
You can never downplay economic activity.
This thing you said.
You stimulate the economy, things start moving, right? And money starts moving. And once money starts moving from hand to hand, everybody's empowered.
Yeah.
Right, the retailer sells, goes back to the wholesaler, buys again. Wholesaler goes to the manufacturer. Manufacturer produces more. There's activity going on
in that chain, that
value chain. There's the transporters. There are the other
transporters that people who carrying the load. Like that's things happening. Do you get
value exchange everywhere?
And the more currency stays in your environment, the more prosperous that place will be.
Thank you.
Because people are but we need churches. That's what we need.
Exactly. Just ask yourself everything that we've mentioned now. I don't think anybody listens, and I don't think maybe at least because I hold our listeners with a very, very high esteem. I don't think anybody people listen to this podcast will come and will be part of the crowd.
And nobody is saying
Peter Obi.
People should not go and worship God or have churches.
Please
what we're trying to say is that
there's a designated day that you are free. If you don't want to work, I'm sorry, people have shift on Sunday. If you don't want to go, if you want to rest and go to church, and pursue your dream, your passion, your faith. That is also important. But
it's part of your human existence.
What this guy was saying is, you can't have if you have availability of. I believe what he was saying is that if there's availability of work, people will not spend their time not working.
It was just a bar. Let me turn
I guess what?
I guess
what? We said this on the podcast before. I believe there are more churches and mosques in Nigeria than factories, which is a serious problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your country is interested in growing economically, it's a serious problem.
And
if they're not interested, then it's fine.
And we're not talking about denominations. We're talking about physical churches, structures scattered all over. All
it's
over
a problem.
The country. It's insane.
And the only way to solve this problem is, again, it's not. There's no tension here. There's no fight here. Just create jobs. And let the people, choose where they want to go.
Yeah, and because Nigeria is densely populated, we need a lot of those factory jobs to put a lot of people into. Yeah, that's the only way it works.
It still comes back to what we've been talking about here.
Look at China.
There's a lot of highbrow things that we're talking about. Bring it down.
Like I said,
I just mentioned China. There's no reason why Nike, Adidas, and all these guys we have the numbers.
At least producing for the African countries. Like I was saying, I have this perfect example. I know of boys who were living in comfortable 2-bedroom houses themselves, being independent, right? Just living their life. They have TVs. Anytime they're at home, they're not playing football, they're not on shift, they're at home, right? Wearing nice clothes. Now I see them, most of them they've lost their houses because they can't pay rent, right? Either they are moving back to their parents' house or maybe they're staying somewhere. They're near homeless. And what happens when they are in that kind of structure that's maybe homeless? They start committing crime. Do you get? I've seen this thing in real time. I have from the top of my head right now, I can call 10 names. that this thing that they were affected by these things, like the loss of industries and factories around a particular area. And that's just a solo. We're not talking about Festa, we're not talking about Mushi, we're not talking about Apapa. Like there's so many, and we
This
talk about
just
Agege now.
the pushback from these guys just points to two things for me. The first is they are pushing back because whether we like it or not, churches are empowered by the money people give them.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether you want to say we know this, people pay tithe, people pay offerings.
It's part of the allowed. So.
It's part of it, whether in whatever economic scale.
Whether I want to admit it or not,
That is one. Then two, there are some people who aren't pastors, which is another thing, who are inspirational adjacent.
Yes.
Who this thing affected.
Yeah.
Because if the influence of religious leaders start to wane, it means their own influence to start to wane.
Yes.
These guys are not pastors, but they are inspirational, and I'm using that in air quotes. People who come on social media to talk
they look around that space.
They sit in between.
They are around that space, and they too they make money from that space and everything. I also saw them.
Yeah. But you also see them in a gospel themed
workshop. I saw them
capacity trainers, capacity
oh my God,
capacity building stuff like that. Yeah.
My brother, they also push back on this thing. Yes. I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it
for no reason. These are the people that you should even expect to say, "Oh, we need to be in a productive society." But Anyways. Well, I mean, Peter Obi, I watched the interview. Yeah, it was good. At the end of the day, let me tell you, if this guy comes into power, there's going to be a big problem. I was telling my brother and I were discussing that they will probably, I said it like this. I said they will probably impeach him. My brother said they impeached this man twice when he was governor.
They impeached him, bro.
And he said it on the pod that the reason why they impeached him was because of contract.
No, it's the Subeb contract now, where he wanted to. They wanted to build schools or something, and then they wanted the money to be rerouted through somewhere, and he said no, pay the money directly, and then they impeached him. Do you understand? Like if this man becomes president, it's a big problem. The civil service is going to fight, because he's going to cut that cost of governance.
Yep.
You can clearly tell that's what this man is all about. I watched the one when he was talking about they were killing the amount of food they were cooking in the government house every day.
And the guy was like, "How about now? I'm not a hotel now."
And as someone
the amount of food you people are cooking is too much. But
someone who has spent a considerable amount of time in a government house, I know what he's talking about, because child day, like you even carry raw meat to go house. Bro,
so what is happening now with the chef is that they are also, and the problem is this thing. You always talk about competence and corruption.
Yeah,
I agree. It's corruption first.
Yes.
Because it's not an incompetent person saying, "Oh, I need to kill a cow a day." No. He's killing that cow, and half of that cow is going into the market.
Thank you, because he's going back. He's going back with it. So what happens is in his house, he's not buying meat. So that is saving that money.
He's selling the meat.
He's selling the meat. So he's selling, and he's also not buying in his house. So there's always meat.
He has inflated the prices that the government will. Yeah. So he'll cut his own day again.
Thank you. He has inflated the prices because if he's buying one cow for 200,000 naira, he's going to write it that he's buying for 400,000 naira. So every day he's making 200k.
Guess what? There are people in Aso Rock right now, day-to-day workers that are like this.
Why do you think a scheme like the National Youth Service this thing is still NYSC is still
the reason why NYSC is on right now is corruption.
Is people are making money off it. Yeah, millions.
Ridiculous. Look at the food. Look at the quality of the material that they give to you.
It's terrible.
It's terrible.
I never ate that food. I went to Mami Market.
If you see the budgets of that thing, it's crazy.
That's one thing I was hoping like Tinubu will scrap. If you are going to change the national anthem, if you are going to fix tax reform, which we'll talk about, by the way, if you're going to do all of that, then I would have expected him to just scrap the whole NYSC. I thought that was one of the radical things he would do, and just scrap it, Yeah, and when he scraps it or proposes to scrap it, I want to see the group of people that will push back. That's what is most interesting.
That's what is more interesting, because we are not going to push back. I'm not going to push back. Do you get? I'm not going to push back on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting how the people look at how people just look out for their own interest, right?
Look at how much he budgeted for office, and he cut it down.
You get? So it's
Dr. Aloy Chife says, if Nigeria must develop, it would need to regulate religion the way it regulates banks and fintechs, with fixed hours of operation and risk and regulatory compliance and regulatory sandboxes for new pastors and imams. A
Osagie.
condition of mass hysteria is not ideal for development.
Osagie, it's not
I
going to work.
totally agree because after I
Osagie.
read these tweets, right?
I don't agree,
the
sir.
Okay, I'll tell you why I agree.
Okay.
After I read these tweets, a few moments later, I saw a video of a pastor commanding people to raise their phones and that they will receive credit alert into their phones.
And now our first prophet, sir.
But there were young people there who look like you and I that raised their phone. And the guy would say, raise the phone up where? Raise that phone. People will raise the phone again.
You know why I believe this can't work?
Zenith Bank, receive. GT Bank, people were shouting, amen.
First of all,
that is mass
Zenith Bank
hysteria.
will
Do you
have-
agree that is mass hysteria?
Oh, yes, that's
It
mass
is.
hysteria.
It is. It
So
is.
don't you think that needs to be regulated?
Osagie, you know why I say this cannot work? Because
Why?
the moment that news comes out, they want to regulate this thing. See, the big four. You know, say not really Afrobreats get big three or big four. The big four will come out on Sunday. Bro, that government will not last 48 hours. You want to see protests? You will not see the protests. Bro. Do you know
We need to do what Kagame did in Rwanda with religion. Oh. You need to
Osagie,
do
but
it.
you should also know that the states, like the powers that be in Nigeria, understand
They are also
that the
funded.
reason-
They are also funded.
They also understand that the reason why Nigerians are the way we are is because of religion. If
Yeah,
Nigerians
that
don't have
subdued
religion,
the logical thinking.
if
You're right.
Nigerians don't have religion, they won't
The
be in
church
power.
and state are in bed. You're
They're
right.
in bed now.
That's why they won't regulate them.
they
You're
won't
right.
they won't regulate them. And
That's
also,
why
I don't-
some will say before you get to David, you have to go through Saul.
Bro, you think it's easy? You want to run for
That guy is hilarious, I swear.
And
want to run for
personally,
position?
I don't think regulating people's religion is. I think it impedes on people's
It
rights.
looks-
No, I don't think you
Religion
should
is
regulate
sensible.
religion. I think you can always be religious. I just think the people who are in charge of this whole thing.
You okay? You want to regulate the industry, not
Bro,
the,
it's
the,
like
the religion.
okay, bro, don't regulate the financial industry. See what will happen. It's the same thing. Anything that gathers people, a group of people, I think needs to be regulated. Every other thing is regulated. Sports is regulated. The finance industry is regulated. Maritime industry is regulated. You should regulate it. It's big and influential.
I bet you.
Like when these guys want to run for president, they go and meet these people and do photo ops because they know these people are super influential.
It's
Osagie,
true.
see,
Do you
I
remember
bet
when
you.
they talked about taxing them? It was just
Abacha.
like a talk. Like no.
This
Recently,
thing went, my brother.
Oyedepo went on pulpit and lost his mind, and that was the end of it.
Like Mans went on a full-blown rant.
That was the end of it.
Bro, you think Boko Haram has an army? Do not fuck with the big four. Those people where that Lagos Ibadan.
Who is the big four? Who is the big four?
The big four.
This big
Lagos
four,
Ibadan
yeah,
Express Road.
Bro,
Lagos
I'm just
Ibadan
using the
Express
name.
Road.
You see that Lagos Ibadan Express, kilometer 4, kilometer 14. Once they raise an army for you, I swear to you, 48
It's an
hours,
interesting
they are
conversation. What's the big four? Who are the fugaz of
First of all, the father of the nation,
Nigerian church?
Adeboye first.
Adeboye to redeem and win and standard first.
Yeah, standard.
Those are the big two. Those are like Wiz and David. They're not going anywhere.
I'm telling you, they're not going anywhere.
And then let them start the big conversation. You understand?
So I don't
But
know,
we're not
sir.
adding. Are we adding we're not adding Catholic and Anglican, right? We're just
And
Those ones are the two-face.
because those ones are sadly that the
Two-Face and the badge.
Two-Face and the badge.
Because those ones, they have connection to the Vatican.
Yeah.
Straight.
Oh
So
my
I would say Mountain on Fire because why I would say Mountain on Fire
But they're
because,
huge, bro.
because
They're
of not
huge.
just the church but the influences. Because choosing is an offshoot of
Yeah.
the influences, like people. So I would say
How about
choosing.
Kumuyi? The Kumuyi still gets
Okay, I
seats.
see Kumuyi. I'll say.
I think it's
That's
a
big
whole
four.
big seven. It's a big
it's a
seven.
whole
bro.
big seven.
See, if that big seven do meeting and say on Sunday they're preaching against
It's
your
a
government,
problem. oh.
bro,
It's
they
a
go
problem.
out,
If they tell people to stop going to work,
Yeah.
they will stop. Oh. It's a
they say that
problem.
this is a
Bro, they'll say,
demonic. This is a demonic administration. From the
Do you know what
pit
it
of
is for
heaven.
someone to
For
tell
hell.
you to wear a bib on your clothes to go to work?
First of
and
all,
you
that's
wear
not,
the
even
bib.
that's not even fashionable. The drip is not even dripping. So that's a problem.
Anyways, I want to play a video from Pastor Adeboye's son. I think he's also a pastor,
Yeah.
and this was something he said. So let's play. I want you guys to listen. Talking about salary, fresh fruit, and all of that.
Good evening. So I have to quickly do this video so I won't waste your time or waste mine. And loading can be 1 minute or less. First fruit increase, first fruit sacrifice, two different things. Okay? It's very simple. One is giving the increase that you get as an offering. So say you were being paid a salary of 500 naira last year, and by January 20 or any time throughout, it has become 501 naira. You give that 1 naira as your increase. You will tithe your regular 500 as it is, 10%, which will be 50 naira. But the one, you would just give it as an increase. That is the first fruit increase. Bam. The first fruit sacrifice, like Abraham did by putting Isaac up, is the whole January sacrifice. Yeah, or your whole January income. Yeah, the whole thing. If it's a salary, by the way, because this is in different levels.
Hey, yo. What? Like, I watched this thing. I pondered on my phone. I just looked at the phone for a very long time. I didn't know what to say. Did you hear what this guy just said?
Yeah. I've heard this before. It's not.
Are people doing this,
bro? People do it. Your first salary you make, your first increment, you do it. Yeah, first fruits.
All right, it's okay. I have no comments.
I hope he knows that his father just clearly apologized that tithe is not for misleading people on tithe. I don't think he got his father's
the thing I see, my contribution to the opinion I always have about this giving thing is there's one thing that supersedes like religious like sentiments, which is giving. Giving is like a dope now. Like when you are somebody who like really give. Like there's a popular blessed is the one that give it and the one that take it. Like giving is really is an important hack in life where you have resources and you're always willing to help people. It helps you, right? So if you're giving it to the church, you're giving it to like your neighbors, you're giving it to like the needy, whatever it is. Like Peter Obi said in that interview too, that you give to the church, you give to the hospital, it's tight. You give to your neighbor, it's tight. And I believe that it's an essential part of life. Like when you have an abundance, right? Or you have more than what you need, you share it with people.
Or when you don't even have an abundance.
Or when you don't even have an abundance. That's very, very important. It's very, very important to note. When you don't even have an abundance, but someone like is in critical need of it, you give it up. It's very, very important, right? So the reason why I don't argue much about this first fruit thing, or you should always live a life of giving anyway. So if you are giving to the church, fine. You are giving to your neighbors, fine. Anybody you are giving to, just ensure that consistently you have that mindset that you really need to out there and and give and
just give back.
And just give back is very, very important. Yeah. So that's
all right. What are the other key talking points from the Obi interview that you guys came across?
I think for me it was...
I think it was just the opposition reaction to him saying that he built houses like when he was in school.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And people started like maybe question. But I just thought about it yesterday. Why am I even like really pressed with this thing? It's just like political, like it's political talking points, right? And it's nothing serious because if you know, like there are people who even in school they are really big because they have been doing businesses, and been making money, So it's just his life is really interesting. He's a very interesting guy.
This was when he was in university, right?
Yeah, uni.
Yes,
Nsukka.
Do people understand that he was in university in the 80s? Or probably in the 70s? Like, do people...
in the 80s, yeah.
Like, I think what is also happening is a lot of people can't... See, this thing I'm talking about logic. Where I was having a conversation with my wife earlier today. I want to know the average IQ of a Nigerian. It's dropping.
Yes, we're raising imbeciles.
It's dropping. Do you understand? If someone says, you should be able to say, okay, what's the economic reality back then? This guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
His dad was...
his dad was a millionaire too. Like his dad was a big trader who died, and the mom also was a big trader. Like,
do you understand?
Growing up in Delta State, people who, if you like, you do like a business like fish retail fish, like wholesale, because the mom used to have like this big cold room in Onitsha. Like she was like a merchant, like had like cold room that sells stuff. People go there and buy in bulk and stuff like that. So she like he's popularly like he's known. The family is known in Onitsha. You get
Oh yeah, you wanted to mention something?
Yeah, I think for me was when he said he went abroad to study. Then the professor throughout the whole course, the professor never mentioned anything about
African economics. Yeah.
And when he challenged him, he said, because there's no 5-year plan for your country, that you should go and look for a 5-year plan for your country.
Yeah.
And I think that's what led to his conviction when he had the lunch with his professor. And the professor said, look, you are already wealthy, you are rich.
Yeah.
What you need to do now is increase public wealth for your people. And you can see that is what is driving him. He didn't want to become governor. He said before
he said the first time they came to tell him, he told them to go out to leave his office.
He said he never voted before until it was his time to run for governor. And that is why he's always cutting down expenditure. He would rather cut down expenditure and give 60 million naira to schools because he knows what he's investing in the future.
This man left 150 million naira. No, he took 100 and so I was talking to my brother and he was explaining to me why a lot of people don't like Peter Obi, like investors, traders, etc.
Yeah.
This man took 150. How much did he take? I think he took 150 million and put it in like treasury.
Yeah.
Like, and it was generating money, right?
Money.
And he does things directly. He's not doing it. He didn't borrow money from banks. He made sure the state didn't borrow money from banks.
Yeah.
So there was no loan to service back. So all these people didn't like him. They were not happy with him because they weren't making money off any of the things he was doing.
So you can see the establishment.
This man left money in the coffers.
Also, I think what drives. Yeah, I think really well, especially from a political point of view, you know, people who the opposition also comes up with like talking point like, oh, he invested the treasury into his bank, you know, stuff like that, right? And into his bank that he was into his bank that he had connections with.
Yeah, the opposition also doesn't have like strong points to defeat him, and that's why they usually go on the whole southwestern rhetoric. But like, there's no strong point.
Yeah.
You see how like they can quickly bring up things against Atiku or whoever, right? It's hard to bring up things against Obi because most of these things don't exist. It's really hard, right? Like you see when they can't even attack him.
No, they can't.
The only thing they can use
if this guy was a bad guy, he had done some really crazy stuff. When he was running, they would have unearthed everything.
Easily.
And that's why they use the Igbo play, because they know that there's a fear of Igbo becoming president, especially with the North. So let's play that.
Let's play that part. Yeah. True.
I see it worked. It kind of worked.
He's an interesting character. Someone who built something where he was basically working in 2 countries in a week. Like he says, like Mondays he works from his London office from Monday to Thursdays, from Monday to Wednesdays, then Nigerian office from Wednesdays to Saturdays, then on Sunday he's off again, blah 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 blah. You know, and that was like from the 90s to the 2000s before he ran for election.
What, another thing that struck me was that the reason why elites hate him is because his lifestyle is different from theirs.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't have a house he says his wife that has house. He does personally. He said he has a small corner.
and also like opposition would say that he says these things just to appeal to the
to look meek and but
and I'm like, okay, if it is what it is, it's working, because at the end of the day,
why don't the other guys to do the same?
Why doesn't you guys do the same thing? Because politics is about appealing to. Right? That's why Donald Trump will come and tell you that he's for the factory workers, he's for the. We all know he's not for them, but at the end of the day, he's appealing to sentiments, right? So that's what politics is all about.
But the thing in Nigeria is that once you own the machinery of voting, there's no need to appeal to anybody again. Though.
Yeah, it's true. No, exactly. There's no need to appeal to anybody again now. There's no need. That's why somebody can be running for election and tell you that he's not going to come into debates. He doesn't even want to do interviews with anybody. Exactly, because he knows he owns the machineries, all the machinery.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. There's something that David Onderin said. I think he also watched the interview, and we know as people were attacking Peter Obi, there's something he said. He said the key to understanding Nigerians is to realize that the common underlying denominator behind all Nigerian cultures is cowardice.
Yeah.
When cowards meet a good, transparent person who aspires to lead for the right reasons, they will turn into prime Christian Amanpour and Trevor Noah. Jam questions and merciless mockery here and there. When cowards meet an unapologetically evil person who threatens or uses violence and calls their bluff, they will melt away and disappear. They only tackle those who do not hit back. That's why every Tom, Dick, and Harry opened a holding government accountable NGO, and protest for hire became an entire cottage industry in Abuja under Goodluck Jonathan. But across the 9 years of Mohammed the Toothpicker and the person I'm not going to use what he described Boaz, right? They suddenly remember that holding power accountable is dangerous. Cowards are only brave when there are no consequences. That's why they would definitely tackle someone like Peter Obi for saying something clear, obvious, and manifestly true. But if exact comments were made by Nyesom Wike, you will see you will not see 1/8 of this reaction. They know that PO will probably start explaining himself, which makes them feel powerful. But Wike will send a demolition team to their house instead of speaking English with them.
One time.
Even when they make the right choice, their cowardice still shines through, which is why in 2015, when they voted for Buhari, people were talking incredible amount of big talk. Make country ungovernable, parallel governments, give Gej the Gbagbo treatments. Don't make us repeat 1966. But in 2023, when they voted for an actual leader, it became all eyes on the judiciary. Nigerian big talk and hyper-aggression is only for those who will not hit back. If you aspire to lead Nigerians, it's as simple as understanding the group psychology of the world's largest population of cowards and learning how to manipulate it. I agree with him. The kind of treatment Goodluck Jonathan got in this country.
It wasn't a hard man.
Bro, they were attacking this man every single day. They made this man, like, it was easy to insult Goodluck Jonathan.
Oh, it was easy.
Like, so everybody could just insult him. You know,
it was a content. It was a content and this thing.
So I have this take. I always say that I don't like when like people like Nigerians call someone a nice guy. That guy a nice guy.
No problem.
I don't like it.
What they're trying to say is that guy is as soft as ever.
He's as soft as vulnerable. You can get him. Exactly. I don't like it.
In fact, Nigerians worship you and say that guy is a hard guy.
And when Nigerians point at person say another man too wicked, he wicked.
He's probably doing the right thing.
He's probably doing the right thing. I hate that. Oh, the only people I want people to call me the nice guy are my friends, people who know me. Like you don't understand. But if you don't know me, leave me alone. Just they go. I wicked. Just leave me alone. And it's true. Nigerians like the oppressors to be very hard oppressors.
We love our oppressors.
We love our oppressors to be very.
Bro, I used to greet the guys in my estate, right? I greet them and and they didn't respect me.
Exactly. Oh yeah, you told me this thing before. It's true.
I'm like, how are you doing? Hope you're okay. And then they will look at me somewhere. So when I did that, I noticed they looked at me as if I had no influence and I was a nobody.
Yeah, that's why maybe you're trying to cut maybe the approval or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's how they looked at me. But the people who never smiled at them and just drove off, they respected them.
They respected that person, exactly.
A big man now. You get work done.
It's not the problem, guys.
You no get person time. All those kind of things.
Adam, I no get person time.
Exactly.
I call it big manism.
It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Boy. Now problem with you.
Yeah.
Anyways, US elections.
No, this thing that you said, there's in like order to Nigerian language on that phone, there's a way that you son somebody. Like when you see somebody, say, how you doing now? Okay, you do okay now, be correct, right? Or so I have this approach of I talk to everybody like the same. Oh, how far now, bro? You good now? Be waiting to happen, right?
Yeah.
You see, like me and my friend who stay on the same street. I see the relationship between him and the security personnel on my street, right?
Yeah.
Because of how he sons them at every time, right? He will just be driving by. On a lunch job today. Oh, I'm gonna just take this one. How on a day now? Don't do okay, Abby. Correct. Like me, I'm always coming from a paddy perspective. How far nothing day now? Steve, nothing they will take. Oh, what's the happen now? We'll just come. Maybe I discuss football with them. This guy does not do anything. I discovered the difference in attitude. When that guy is coming, there's this reverence, huge reverence.
One time.
Right? When I come, sometimes I feel on horn 20 times. They're just nasty. I beg.
I noticed it.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you switch
I changed.
Did you switch up?
I switched. And guess what? The attitude changed too. The reference started. I'm like, these people are not serious. Like, you understand that? I saw it. I'm like, oh, these people are not serious.
Oh my God.
These people are not serious.
They're a bunch of clowns.
Do you get? Yeah.
It's a problem. How do you solve this problem? How did this start? Man. I would love to have a deep dive. Someone do a deep dive.
Yeah. On that attitude, on the behavioral pattern. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Anyways, US presidential elections have come and gone, and there will be a new. Well, I mean,
it's second hand.
No, despite regardless of who won, there would be someone new in the office in the end of January or wherever in the White House, in the Oval Office.
But where does the vice president stay? Is it still at the White House, Abi?
Yeah, in the White House.
I don't think the vice president stays in the White House.
He stays in the White House.
All of them stay in the White House now.
We don't watch House of Cards. The Frank would stay in the White House. He has his own house now.
They don't say. Wait, let me check.
Let me
I'm
check,
googling it
check.
now. Does the
Vice
VP
President stay in the White House?
Well, that's even the most asked question.
Where does
With
the
their
US Vice
offices
President live?
located on the White House grounds, vice presidents since Walter Mondale have lived with their families on the grounds of the United States Naval Observatory.
Oh, that's interesting.
Even for security reasons, you shouldn't have two of them there. In case they
Two
blow,
of
they
them
blow up,
is true.
they
It's
blow
true.
up
It's
the
true.
this
It's true.
thing.
It's true. It's true.
You
It's
must
true.
transfer power to somebody now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's true. That's true. You can't.
That's true. You can't all. They can't be in the same.
Yeah.
Kamala get out cream now.
And then there will be a list of designated survivors going down the chain. If this person goes, this is the next person in charge.
Senate presidents,
So Kamala was like, okay, Kamala wanted to be the next occupant of the White House.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
What did you call him? Donald.
No, I wanted to actually say President Donald. Like, there's something I want to say. The whole word's just mixed up in my mouth. Donald Trump, he's won the U.S. presidential election.
In a landslide.
He won. Well, it wasn't a landslide. He won 50.5% of the votes and 301 electoral votes, while Kamala Harris secured 47.9%, 226 electoral votes. So in terms of like the popular votes, Trump was 74 million, Kamala Harris was 70 million. I'll say it was close.
That was not bad though. I thought you were out on was. That's actually they tried.
And yeah, so there'll be a new person in the White House. Donald Trump is coming back to complete another 4 years.
Yeah. I thought he recounts.
No, he's already done 4 years. You just
after 4 years, he can now finally disappear.
He can leave. So he has 4 years. And that will be happening in the inauguration.
Shout out to them, Joe Rogan.
Next year. What did we learn from this election? I can say again, just like how Trump won in 2016, the liberal media make things look make things look a certain way, and it might not be.
It not be the certain way, yeah.
Yeah. Again, with the way liberal media portrayed everything on social media and on TV, it looked like
neck to neck.
Kamala was smooth sailing and Trump didn't even stand the chance. It wasn't as bad as 2016 zone. 2016 zone was crazy. Like, we thought it was going to be a landslide with the way the media portrayed everything, right?
Yeah.
And I think so that's from the media's perspective, that's how I saw it.
How about the Democrats' perspective?
Also, just for the media's sake, on Twitter, you can see how things went as it was 4 years ago, 4 years ago when Biden beat Trump, because the platform has now been acquired by somebody who was pushing for the Republican candidate.
Yeah,
the information now seemed more balanced than it was. To
be
honest,
that leaderboard that is at when you search for trending topics on Twitter.
Yes,
there's one leaderboard. That leaderboard was constantly giving me Republican like events.
Yeah,
it just stuck up there straight up.
Yeah. And, you had people complaining, since Trump took over this thing, it has been pro blah, blah. And I just want to tell them, when the thing was in the hands of Jack Dorsey and Co, what do you think?
If you didn't complain, keep quiet. Thank you. There was a time, as a guy on Twitter, the worst thing that you would be called on Twitter was misogynistic.
Yeah, they were locking people's. They were closing people's accounts. For some of the flimsiest things.
Excuse.
Yeah,
bro. When you tweet something and women attack you and say you are misogynistic at that time on Twitter, you are done.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, they probably even block your accounts. They were, it was crazy.
I think for people who don't understand American media is very privatized and is owned by interest groups. So there's this TV series I watched, right? I can't remember the name. It was about the guy that was running Fox TV at the time. I think he's dead now. And this was when Barack just came out to announce he wanted to run for president. And he was watching the TV in his office. The newscaster was there in Fox News. And the presenter said, Barack Obama. And this man he just picked up his phone and called the production team. Tell him next time he has to say Barack Hussein Obama. The next 2 minutes, when they came back on air. So Barack Hussein Obama, because they're trying to portray him as a Muslim terrorist.
Muslim terrorist.
It got so bad that Obama had to schedule a meeting with the guy and say, come, let there be more balanced reporting. But Barack was now smart. Barack fashy the guy now went to Robert Murdoch. So him and Robert Murdoch now had the
boss.
meeting. Yeah, and I say let's tone it down a little bit. You know, bro, CNN does this too. Fox does it. So don't look for any neutral media in America. Everybody has vested interest.
Like my friend would say, consume everything so that you have a fair, balanced report or account of what is going on. So I think that was the first thing. The second thing is just like for people who were supporting Kamala Harris, which they are entitled to, when you ask them, "Oh, why are you voting for Kamala Harris?" It seemed to be the first thing they usually go to is, "Oh, we can't have Trump in there because Trump is this." I'm like, okay, I get it. Leave Trump alone. Why should you vote for Harris? Like, give me the reasons. And most of them didn't have. And these are like just regular people that I follow. So not people who are well versed. But again, regular people have access to votes. That's the beauty
of democracy.
Of democracy, right? So most of these people didn't even have like a strong reason why, they wanted to vote for Harris. A lot of people I saw like a lot of Nigerians love Donald Trump, which just shows that a lot of Nigerians are conservative. Nigeria is a conservative country,
and also we like
authority, big man position, a strong
like those
person,
wiki archetypes.
Yes, wiki archetypes, and all of that. So that was there. Then also just general campaigning for both parties, right? I'm sorry, I find it hard to take you seriously if you're going to bring Megan Thee Stallion on stage at a convention to be twerking. Like,
well, I'm struggling to pay for my mortgage. Somebody's twerking on stage. Nah.
Do you understand? Or bringing Cardi B, and then the teleprompter goes off and she doesn't have anything, so she's reading everything from her phone.
This is whack.
Do you understand? Or like Eminem. What's my business with Eminem? Or Beyonce? Like, why do I have entertainers telling me about the future of my country?
The RNC also had people like that.
They had Hulk Hogan, actually.
They had Hulk Hogan
is a dedicated receiver.
But someone tweeted something and said Trump went and got the richest man in the world to campaign for him.
Apart from
Who did Kamala go and get?
He also got the most influential voice in podcasting to
interview him.
Yes. He also had Aiden Ross, one of the biggest streamers in America. That guy moved this time around, he moved precisely. Social media.
And Kamala reached out to Kai Cenat.
Allegedly.
I was on the Breakfast Club twice.
Yes, but refused to go on Joe Rogan's podcast.
I was on all the smoke.
Oh, she went to all the smoke.
She went to all the smoke podcast.
You're going to Mad Bands and
serious.
She went to Okoye too. She went to
serious.
You get so you see where strategically, right? And I saw somebody try to compare Joe Rogan to the Breakfast Club, and for me, I understand why you think like now I understand why you are even mentioning that. You understand? Because you don't know the difference between an audience that listens to Joe Rogan and an audience that listens to Breakfast Club.
There's sometimes I listen to Joe Rogan, I'm like, bro, calm down. This is too enlightened.
Yeah.
You need to turn it down a little bit, bro. It's just Joe Rogan is too influential, bro. I was supposed to go there, bro. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think where people would always face beyond, some things exist. Oh, the man is a rapist, the man is this, the man is that. Those things do exist. But reality of things where people go and vote, people vote for their interest. That's the thing about democracy. It's your selfish interest.
Who's going to
help with the economy? Who is going
to lower my taxes? Yeah. I'm voting for you.
Yeah. That's just the way the world works. So I'm not 100% versed in Kamala versus Trump, so I'll just leave it there. But again, from the breakdown of the voters, we saw that white women and Latinos voted more for Trump than they voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Adusha
said something that it's so funny that Latinos that coming through the border, once they get into the America, they're like, no more people. No more people.
Same thing with the Cubans. Like, no.
You are getting too much. No. We need to do something about immigration right now.
Trump was on Andrew Schultz, by the way. He was also on Andrew Schultz.
Bro, I say he got all the boys.
He was on Flagrant too.
He got all the boys.
He was on Flagrant too. He went on Trump show,
Shout
out to the Brilliant Idiots, actually. One of them had Kamala, the other one had Trump. That's huge.
First of all, that shows you that even though we have diverse opinions in politics, we should all be friends. Not people that be saying, no, you voted somebody. You're my enemy now.
I mean, yeah, that exists. But yeah, I have to agree with that because you have to respect people. See, that's democracy. That's the baggage democracy comes with.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, that's that, and then we'll see what happens, and you see what happens with the next 4 years in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Talking about that, right? One last thing I have to say is Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? He said, if politics were driven by rational thought and objective truths, it would instead be called science.
Well, what's political science?
I don't know.
Well,
someone else said political science. But I understand his point. Like, it's not rational thought and objective truth.
It's not.
It's not. It's selfish interest, it's agenda, and apparently that's how the world works. The federal government of Nigeria has reversed the 18-year admission benchmark in tertiary institutions.
Yay.
Yes. Tunji Alausa, the new Minister of Education, on Wednesday announced that he has abolished, or the federal government has abolished, the 18-year admission benchmark into tertiary institutions in the country, and that there is the possibility of reviewing Nigeria's educational policy. This is after, recall that Tahir Maman, the former minister of education in July, had directed the Joint Administration and Matriculation Board JAM to admit only 18-year-old candidates into tertiary institutions. Mama said the enrollment of underage candidates in the country's institutions was seriously inflicting damage on both the university and the education system of the country. I haven't read where he gave like a deeper insight into that. That's like everywhere I've read, that's what like he literally said. Because I want to understand how it was hurting the university and the educational system of the country. Anyways, I believe this is one of the reasons why, this might be one of the reasons why he was even fired from the job, amongst other things. Which, you know,
I think it's good, Shada. They cleared
the
out
federal government or the president felt like he should.
When something like that happens, right? Like when policies are being implemented, are being introduced, I necessarily don't have a problem. Like, for example, now saying, 18-year-olds can enter university. If I hear that, I don't automatically say, oh, no. I want to hear like a resounding argument, right?
Backed up by research,
backed up
and
data, by
and
numbers, by data, by measurable things, right?
What has been the effect of underage people going into university?
Exactly.
What is
So
it causing? What crisis or danger are you trying to avert?
It's just like
psychology reports.
It's just like someone becoming a president of a country at one of our most critical time, right? Like when you've taken away subsidy, like the only things that we enjoyed as citizens, like like subsidies, like even FS and Psquare subsidies, you took it away. So economically, we were the most vulnerable times ever. And the next thing you pushed was to change the national anthem, right? That was what was most important to you.
In record time.
In record time, right? I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, why is he doing it? So to restore national unity, blah blah blah, and it didn't make. That was where it stopped. It didn't make any sense. It was just stupid. How many months have we gone now with the new national anthem? What has changed? Has it affected anything at all? Do you get? So when I see policies, I'm like, what's the argument you are making? You know.
I'm sorry.
That was too.
Nigeria doesn't run on.
Took it too seriously. It didn't make sense. Right? It's just like these people just wake up. I'm like, what was my preference?
I need to show walking.
I don't get it, man.
All right. To navigate the murky water of underdevelopment, experts argue that Nigeria's underdevelopment is linked to the lack of investment in human development and problems associated with educational reforms, such as churning out graduates in the 21st century knowledge economy, which sees practicality of acquired knowledge at the utmost form of learning. The country has the second highest number of unemployed youth in the world. A global youth unemployment index has shown, with 53% youth unemployment, the country is the second world's worst. Nigeria is ranked 163 in the United Nations Human Development Index for the second consecutive year, according to the recent UNDP reports. Nigeria also ranks 114 in the world and 14th amongst African countries in the Global Competitiveness Index Rankings update of 2002, revealing the country's low level of what? Guess the word? Productivity.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there's a problem. So when someone says we need more night shifts and less night vigils, this is what he's looking at. This is the data he's looking at
numbers,
to make such an informed decision. According to the Nigerian Economic Summit Group report, the unemployment rate stood at 5.3% in the first quarter of 2024, representing a third consecutive increase since the second quarter of 2023. Anyways, I don't want to go into it. They're basically trying to tell us that people are unemployed and most of them are unemployable.
Yes. So that's why we need more of those factory jobs that are more manual than,
and also trades. But the problem. So when my problem is when people mention Nigeria's unproductivity and stuff like that, they don't go to the root cause, which is we lack a lot of like infrastructure like infrastructures like that will aid and push and encourage productivity.
Yeah.
For us to start with, we don't even have electricity. Bro, I have a friend, right? My former neighbor, who we grew up in life together. Like we when I went into my first apartment in Lagos, he also moved into his first apartment in Lagos from his parents' house, right? In Ago. He moved in. So we know each other. We're really, really, really close, right? We packed out the same year too. When he packed to somewhere else, me I packed to somewhere else, right? And we kept in contact. He was a graphic designer, and he grew into having his own shop, his own office in a solo where he does like graphic design stuff, like funeral, wedding invitations, does and church programs, shirts and stuff like that. And I saw him grow, from maybe just not owning a car, having a car, getting married. Do you understand? Like we saw each other grew. But in the past 1 year, something has happened. He has had less staff because he can't pay people. He has had less job because the purchasing power of people have reduced. And he's no longer that productive because he doesn't have like good electricity in terms of long hours from discos. So he uses generator and fuel, right? Which are very expensive. So sometimes you go to a shop and he's not working, he's just sitting down there, waiting for something to happen. Maybe waiting for someone to bring a job before he switches on his generator. Do you get I just saw the quality, the impact of his.
It just starts dropping.
It just starts dropping.
Yeah.
Do you get? I see it, and I'm like, damn, this doesn't encourage productivity because this is someone who's very productive, who I've seen worked hard, right, all his life since I've known him to be where he is today. But because of the country and because of where the country is right now, instead of him really expanding and growing, he's dropping. Do you understand? So when you're talking about productivity, I look at that guy and say, this guy is productive, but the environment and the infrastructure level of the country has not supported him. Do you understand? And it pains me, and that's what, because people keep saying, oh, we need more trade. We need people who have skills in Nigeria, from like manufacturing to carpentry to
these people are on ground.
These people are on ground and
ready to be trained, but the infrastructure is missing.
The infrastructure is missing. It's missing.
Oh, I buy these tools. Oh, I'm going to carpentry. I've taken a loan from the bank to buy these tools.
Exactly.
There's no power.
So
I have to go and buy a generator set.
I need more loan. Thank you.
Oh, I now get the generator set. Oh, I need to now buy fuel. Oh, the cost of fuel is now going up. They are now saying, I should go and convert my generator to CNG. Or I should go and get solar. Oh, I need to go and take a loan to go and do that as well.
Or I'm in Lagos, I put my stuff on social media, and I'm doing a carpentry work for somebody. Maybe I'm doing I'm building a furniture for somebody in Asaba, and I'm transporting that furniture from Lagos to Asaba. I have to spend about 300,000 naira sorting out policemen, security agencies on the road.
We reduce your profit margin.
Thank you. Course. These are like issues
business
that
will close now.
It's business will close. Bro, did you see that video of those food transporters in the north saying that they spent an average of 700,000 naira transporting food from the north to the south? You guys didn't see that video?
No, I didn't.
Oh, somebody went around, the line where they stay, the trucks.
Yes.
He went around interviewing them. An average of 700,000 naira per trip.
That is crazy.
It's not sustainable now.
Why?
Bro, It does not make sense. So when
these are the things I will look at and say, okay, these are the quick fixes.
Quick wins. Thank you.
Do you understand that we can solve? Quick
you.
fixes. Okay, solve this.
Bro,
This. Then,
2 mega highways to the north from the north.
I would even think like the immediate things that you solve are the things that will ease business. For trade to happen.
Yeah.
Like, how do we ease business? Okay, improve security, remove the bottlenecks. When you come into somewhere, you want to fix something. What you are fixing is solve the bottlenecks so things can flow easily. Then
the quick wins first. Then after dealing with the bigger issues.
You're talking about Nigeria does not export. Have you tried to export something from Nigeria?
bro,
have you tried it, bro?
Bro, it's one
like
of the
come
most
with me. Let's take a trip
ever.
to Apapa. You will cry, my bro.
Bro, have you tried to even get to Apapa?
Thank you. Okay,
bro.
Let's start there. No,
Osagie, let me tell you
I
about
tried
Apapa.
to get to Apapa one time. See, and this is not today. I tried to get to Apapa. You know what? I went to visit Solid Stars label, Achievers.
Yeah.
They had an office in Apapa area or something, if I remember, and I had an interview or something with them.
Yeah.
Bro, before I could get there.
Yeah, it's mad. It's better now though because they've done.
Then when you drive cars, when you drive in that area,
you suffer. You stay 2 days now. You stay a day or so.
Osagie, let me tell you why Apapa pains me. Let me tell you why Apapa pains me.
Because that's where you grew up. Yeah.
My nursery, my primary and secondary school was in Apapa. Apapa was a beautiful place. All those old colonial mansions were there. It was a seaport. It was a seaport area. You know that a seaport area.
Yeah.
Lovely. The day I went there in 2018, I almost cried. First of all, it was a bike that took me there. Cars could not enter that time.
No, cars can't go there.
You can't enter that.
Cars can't go there.
If you see the quality of roads,
sad, bro.
It's sad.
And that's something powering Nigerians.
Export
trade.
and import.
Yes.
The only one.
How did they allow such a beautiful town like this crumble?
Yeah. That's the sad case of Nigeria, bro. It's insane. So when people complain about productivity, you're like, you people are not sitting down and talking about the root cause. You guys are always blaming the people. Blaming the citizens for not being productive. Are you serious?
Would they blame themselves? They won't blame themselves.
So man.
Okay, let's go into something similar. Let's talk about the tax reform bill.
Sorry, I wanted to talk about Donald Trump. I got like someone diverted my attention, and what I really learned 2 things, right? I think the world is still in need of. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know. I'm not morally analyzing this now. I'm just saying I think the world is still in need of like male leadership, right? Because the 2 times he has won against women. And 2, I think it's important that we stop. Also, lessons for myself. We stop. We've always said this. Osagie, you and I, like the world is immoral. Like people are not really making judgments from like moral standards, right?
Oh,
like,
I was saying it when you left just now.
What's morality anyway, bro? Do you get like
it's what you define?
It's just a matter of interests,
yes.
Right? It is what it is. Like there are people right now who look at what happened in Amsterdam, and the West have taken it as an attack against
a different story.
Entirely from what people on the streets are saying, right?
Yeah.
Or from what
there are 2 different stories
that
that
2
are
different
being
versions.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's not a matter of morality anymore. It's a matter of interest. Do you get? And I understand when people, poke, make fun or poke, like try to get like stay in a place of moral superiority about like the Donald Trump
and try to tell people to make those decisions from that place.
From that place, it doesn't work like that anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
See, I'm sorry.
I remember when Charlemagne, Charlemagne is definitely pro-democrat.
Yeah.
But at some point, it was like, "Hey yo!" When he started making money.
Yes.
It was like,
exactly.
This tax.
I don't want to pay more taxes. Exactly.
And he started leaning towards,
exactly. It's interest.
At the end of the day, like you said, politics is immoral. So people who are running campaigns, please don't run your campaigns from a place of moral superiority or whatever. Run it from interest. And I think that is what a lot of people were saying the Democrats didn't do.
They've lost that edge.
Yeah,
they've lost that edge.
Then there was that whole thing Obama came and talked about black men, etc.
Stuff. And they said,
ended up still voting for Democrats like they did 4 years ago. Yep. And it was the white women and the Latinos that voted more for Trump.
The whipping boys in America was black men.
Yeah.
If anything happened in America, it's black men.
So for us, even bringing it down here, right? If Peter Obi is going to run in 2027, please don't run it from. Let's vote for the right person is a good person, or the other person is a bad person. All those things don't matter. Run it from the values and the benefit that would people will receive by voting for this person.
my criticism of people who support Tinubu has always been, I know you. I know that man, you're not benefiting anything from him. Personally, you're not benefiting. Like, your interest
So why are you voting for him?
So why are you voting for him? That's my point.
Why are you
my
voting
point
for
has
this
always been
political
about
party?
interest. I know I have friends who wanted Tinubu to win because it directly ties into their income.
Yes.
Bro, I'm not feeding anybody's family. If Tinubu winning is going to feed your family, and that's what you are championing, you have every right to. Do you get it? Because the world and the life is about interest. Do you get it? But I'm seeing people who are not in any way connected and they tied it only to tribe. That was what I had a problem with.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But if he aligns with your interest, vote anybody that you want to vote for. It's fine. Do you get that? So that's what I learned. And I
Imam is all selfish at the end of the day. So
100%. So that liberal politics, that moral thing, when you people are mediocre, you people are doing, but it's not working. No, change your strategy.
I also think they need to change. Like, the American politics needs to change that whole strategy of the left-right system. No, it's not working anymore.
Are you sure it's not working?
It's working.
Well, it's working for the right. But I mean, like the conversations, the dialogues, and
what everything. What I'm saying is that
I think it's that horseshoe theory that I shared in the group.
Yeah.
Some time ago, right? That at the end of the day, they look as if they are not on the same side, right? But
they're on the same side.
They are just far left and far right, and you end up being
stupid,
very similar to each other. So the horseshoe theory asserts that the far left and the far right, rather than being at opposite and opposing ends of a linear political continuum, closely resemble one another, like how the opposite ends of a shoe horse are closest together.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah. There was a time that the Democratic Party was actually everything that Republican Party was representing now.
Yeah, and the switch happened. Yeah.
And they switch and they say, you know what, let's go to the other side. I take this side of the bed. You take that side of the bed.
The next 100 years again, they will switch again.
There'll be a switch of
and the whole thing was interest then.
It was interest too. Yeah, it's just
big business and all that.
Yeah. All right. So I wanted to talk about the tax reform bill like 2 weeks ago, but we had so many things talking about. But I read some explainers, watched a very interesting video on Channels TV. Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman, presidential.
Break it down for us, sir.
Yeah, the chairman, Presidential Committee on Fiscal and Tax Reforms, was interviewed. If you don't know who Taiwo Oyedele is, he has 22 years working experience at PwC.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to tax, this is the go-to guy.
OG.
Anything that has to do with tax, this is the go-to. Like, he knows it like the back of his hand, right?
Yeah.
And so he was interviewed, hard copy on Channels. Very interesting interview, and shout out to the interviewer as well, Mokwe. She did a very good job. So this tax reform bill, right? I think what made the story go viral was the Nigeria National Economic Council recommending that the bill be withdrawn.
The National Economic Council recommended it.
That the bill will be withdrawn, like they take the bill out.
They take the bill out. I thought it was just the coalition of northern governors that said that.
No. Executive Economic Council now, that is comprising of all 36 state governors and chaired by the vice president.
That is the funny thing I wanted to say, that this council is being chaired by the vice president of Nigeria. So your Oga said we should do something, and you in the council said no, sir.
Yeah, the Northern Coalition of Governors, I don't know the specific title, but the Northern Governors also pushed back on it. And so there's been a lot of what's this reform bill about, what's going on, okay, and will not share. So the story being purported is not necessarily like straightforward. So let me break it down. There are 4 bills, right? The Nigerian Tax Bill, the Nigerian Tax and Administration Bill, the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill, which is repealing the FIRS. They want to change the FIRS to the Nigerian Revenue Service. I'll explain why. And the Joint Revenue Board Bill, which will now replace the Joint Tax Board. Now, in these 4 bills, they've compressed 12 to 15 bills into these 4 bills. Right? So there are some sub bills and all of that into this bill. The first one, which is the Nigerian Tax Bill. So things that have to do with value-added tax, VAT, company income tax, personal income tax, capital gain tax, duty tax, and a few others. They are doing a bit of writing there. What they are saying here now is these are the bills, right? But there are like 120 other taxes, and they are going to repeal all those taxes, right? He's described them as nuisances. There are about over 50 of them. I'll give you an example: wheelbarrow tax, bicycle tax.
Yeah, it
These
doesn't
are
make sense.
taxes. That radio tax, you know that one that
TV,
comes to your house.
TV tax, yes, it does not make sense.
Now he's saying those taxes don't make sense. Why?
Yeah.
Number one, there are too many leakages. Two, the number one thing is that you are stressing too many people. Like those taxes are not needed. You're just trying to further push people into like penury by taxing them over these things. Like those taxes are not necessary anymore. That's the first thing. Two, collecting those taxes, there are too many leakages. There's a lot of corruption involved. People cannot, you don't know who's collecting the tax. You don't know which money is, how much is being remitted back, etc, etc. So they are basically redundant. And the focus should be, like, how do we focus on high yielding tax, which is like VAT, company income tax, personal income tax, capital gains tax, right? So they've removed the others. It's a burden on people, and it's hard to collect. So they've taken it out. That's the first tax bill. Now the second one, which is very interesting, this second one is the Nigerian Tax and Administration Bill, which is basically how do you administer taxes in Nigeria? What are the collection methods, the registration, the penalties, and then the competency and the quality of the tax collection agencies across the country, and then the use of resources. That's the second one. So too many things are involved. Okay, what's the penalty for VAT? Why is it different from the company income tax? All of that. So they are reviewing all of that. Just the administration around taxes and how you collect them. The competency of the people also, computing and collecting the tax, all of that, which is great because if it's not efficient, then it's not working well. Now, the third one is they would want to change the Federal Inland Revenue Service to the Nigerian Revenue Service. Now, it says that the Federal Inland Revenue Service, even by the depiction of the name, it looks like it's not a federal service of the FG, or it looks like the federal service of the FG and not of the Federation. Do you guys understand? Right?
Yes,
it should be for the whole country and not for the federal government. And that's why they need to even change the name. So an appropriate name needs to be given here. That's the first thing. That's why they want to change it. The second is that there are over 60 agencies on the federal level and even more on the state level that do what? That charge tax. They are saying that, no, and it's fine. What he's saying is that these agencies don't even have the capacity and competency level to be charging tax. Like you're a regulator you're a regulator agency. What's your business with collecting tax? Like there's no other place in the world where these agencies are in charge of collecting the tax. There's only one tax agency. I don't know, Steve, if you guys have noticed, like if you check in other countries, country where I'm living in as well, there's only one company, one agency that is in charge of tax. No matter where you... So all the 60 agencies on the federal level and even the many more on the state level, it's not your business anymore. Leave tax collection alone. Focus on what you have been asked to do. If you're a regulator in the fintech space, regulate. If you're a regulator in the oil and gas space, regulate. Don't be collecting
don't be a collector. Yeah, don't be a collector.
Royalties and everything. It's not your business. Go and do the primary work that you've been assigned to do. The NRS now, the Nigerian Revenue Service, will be in charge of collecting all the tax. That's their job. So that makes a lot of sense. Another example is a clear example, a beautiful example is customs. Import duty, VAT at the port is not your business anymore. That one go cost fight. that one go cost fight. Do you understand? All that import duty tax, all those things, it's not your business anymore. Focus on the things that you should focus on. What are the biggest things that customs should focus on? Trade facilitation, border protection.
Isn't it?
That's your job.
You won't kill those people, no?
So forget all that tax you are collecting. They come in, you'll be giving them, they'll be tearing the paper from the book. You know those papers they will tear from the book. They will write, you pay and go and pay to this bank. Go and pay, take this teller, go and pay to this bank. When you are paid to the bank, go and do
bring the duplicates.
The duplicate, bring the yellow copy, put the pink copy. It's not your business anymore, right? So that's clear. Now it says companies actually under declare. So another problem is that with having like the FRS and having those like agencies that collect tax, what usually happens is that companies will now under declare to local tax authority, right? That we only brought in 10 things, even though they brought in 100, right? But they will go and over declare to FRS so that they can reduce their company income tax.
Yeah.
So that has been happening. So by having one person and centralizing tax collection, it's clear and it's easy.
Mm.
You understand? Let me pause here and just say this is very in line with how Tinubu moves. If you followed how Lagos moves, this is do you understand? Like it's he follows the money.
For good and bad reasons, though.
Yeah, well, for whatever reasons, but he follows the money
for his interest.
But I'm actually very happy with how this thing is being. Like, it's a very good bill. Anyway, so an example, like I said, like, so another thing now here going into this is, which is where things went viral, and which has been the most discussed part of this bill, right? So a company is headquartered in Lagos and pays its tax in Lagos, right? The committee is now saying that company A should only pay to the state that where what is consumed in that state.
Where is consumed, yeah.
Right? So let the state take credit for their economic activities.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Now, you know what Tayo Dele says? It says when they proposed this, that they thought the states that will push back most on this is Lagos State. Because lo and behold, truth to be told,
it's true.
MTN is headquartered, like all the companies, they are headquartered in Lagos and they pay all their tax in Lagos. You're not telling them that, MTN,
they have to share.
You have only maybe 40% of your subscribers in Lagos. The other 60 are spread across. So those 60, they will share the tax in those respective places that those users or subscribers are
because it's being consumed. MTN is being consumed in other states.
Another state. So what has been happening now is MTN has been paying everything to Lagos.
Yes.
Right.
So now they have
UBA,
to according
all
to their
all of them. Think of any FMCG company. Think of any pharmaceutical
every business in Nigeria.
Yes. So whatever goes to those distributors, wherever it's sold there, they will pay what is consumed in those states. Doesn't that make sense?
I don't think MTN is an example. Is MTN an example? Because
of course, because
is it only the headquarters or just maybe all offices? Because MTN has offices.
Those offices don't pay tax. They pay everything from the HQ to Lagos.
It's HQ. It's HQ.
You understand? Which is the value added tax or the company income
it's
tax.
True. Lagos
income tax income tax cannot be like for a company like MTN. Income tax can just be in Lagos now. Come on,
my bro. That's what they're explaining that has been happening.
What?
I'm telling you, FMCG, because the headquarter is headquartered. So they said that they thought the biggest pushback they'll get is from Lagos State, and that Lagos State would not agree. But they went to see the governor, and they explained everything, and the governor was excited about it and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm also going to bring some of my guys from my office and we'll set up a committee so that this transition can be as smooth and quickly as possible." Now, that's nice, but from the undertone
but
of
that's aligning. That's aligning. So Lulu will talk otherwise now. That was not a great point to make from that analysis.
No, but still on still.
When Osagie said, then I explained to the governor. I say, they explained to the governor. Somebody called him and said, "Okay, this is the new way."
My people are coming.
You understand? They said that they thought they would get the pushback, but they didn't get the pushback. Now, what this means also is that non-industrialized or poorly industrialized regions,
states,
now if you don't consume that product in that state,
you're not going to get VAT from it.
So
some states that have banned alcohol consumption,
they won't get it
because they don't consume, they don't sell it in that state. You can only earn what you sell,
or you sell officially.
This should now push the state governors and the people, the head of the commissioners there and whoever, to do what? To drive the economic activities.
And also turn down the radicalization there.
So if you know that, I can get MTN subscribers in these states now, will do what? We would end the
so you encourage digital penetration. Yes.
What will you do? You tell MTN, you know what? We can give you lands for you to set up your mast. We will give you security. Don't worry about your security. I think we will give you security.
It encourages business throughout.
It incentivizes businesses to come to your state, and that's what America does. That's why
bro, we know when people pitch. There are states that pitch to Amazon to say, bring your warehouse to us.
When Elon Musk said he was leaving San Francisco, California or something, I can't remember. It still speaks to him to say, "Oh, come here." That's why 50 Cent is at what's the name of his studio? He took it to that was because of tax. So there are different incentivization. So some is
Yes.
tax, stuff like that. Yeah.
You know, so right now the VAT on import and international services is even more than the VAT that the FIRS collects in Nigeria, right? So the current breakdown, right? The amount goes into the pool, right? It goes into the pool and then it's shared by all the states. Derivation is 20%, equality is 50%, and population is 30%. What this bill is changing, or what this bill is proposing, is that derivation now goes to 60%, from 20% to 60%. Like what is being derived
from that
state, it goes to 60%. Population now goes down to 20%, and equality goes from 50% to 20%.
Tinubu's kicking the knot in the
What
balls.
this committee has now even done is they've now asked the FG, because FG takes 15%, they've now asked the FG that out of your 15%, give off 5%, right, to be shared as a buffer to these states so that they don't collect less than what they are correctly collecting. So that it will also motivate the states to do or to take interest in economic activities
like a bailout package
in their jurisdiction.
Oh.
Now, you see that Senator Ndumi, right? That Senator Ndumi
with the charred lips.
The guy has admitted that he didn't read the bill.
They didn't read it.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I have his video here. Let me play it.
Council had argued that these should be withdrawn and reassessed. But what's your position? You're a federal lawmaker. It will soon get into the hands of you and your colleagues.
Well, it has even gotten to us because it went through first reading. But my advice is that as the northern governors and the National Economic Council has said that we should withdraw, the president should withdraw the bill. He should do more consultation, and he should carry Nigerians and the public. But if it goes on like that, I can tell you that it will be dead on arrival.
Why do you think so?
And
have you been able to study the bills? Have you been able to look at it carefully?
We don't need to study the bill. From what Matthew said now, I don't need to be educated. The general thing is that Nigerians are not willing to talk or to hear or to pay any tax now, considering the situation that we have faced. Because this is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So it is not by, I respect the expertise, Matthew, who said so many things now, but it doesn't make political sense to me.
This is...
I like you. Know why? He said it doesn't make political sense. It doesn't not make economic sense.
This is Ali Ndume, a senator representing Borno South. Where is he representing? He's representing Borno South Senatorial District.
Was he not a former governor?
Ali Ndume.
I know it's quite popular. I know that name. I've heard that name a lot. While Osagie is checking, I want to tell students out there, in history, in 1956, when Anthony Anaro moved for the Declaration of Independence, a group of lawmakers said no, that Nigeria was not yet ripe for independence. And you can guess where they came from.
Where they came from.
It was so bad. Their move was so unpopular that when they took a train back from Lagos to Kano, they were being stoned at every stop. Railway stop until they got to the north.
To the north,
Yeah, so whenever there's time of progress, northern leaders are the ones that fight back in this country the most. And they know why. They know why. Peter cannot be any money. Now Paul will not be eating the money that somebody's making.
All right, so Alin Dume was a member of the House of Representatives of Nigeria from 2003 to 2011. He's currently serving as a senator representing Borno South Senatorial District since 2011. These are the people in power.
Exactly.
These are the people in power. Like, these are the people who are making decisions for people in Borno State.
For people in Borno,
who are cooked. The guy said he has not read it.
It states
He
that
does not need to read it.
it states that
At some point,
detainments-
he didn't have anything, so he just grabbed the nearest thing. This is democracy for the people by the. At that point, Steve wanted to laugh.
You know now.
me, I know why they are doing this. Everybody knows why they are doing it. Because they know that they can't cope. That federal allocate all those this way.
They are not ready to stimulate their
They're not
economy.
ready to
They
stimulate the
cannot.
economy.
There's not that governor that has any economic plan for his state.
They are not ready. That
I don't
money
know
that
if
they are
it's-
collecting, they want to be collecting it.
And that's why they're the worst on human index in this country. All the human index like this, it's always not that, it's always coming last.
That's funny. I don't know if it's regional government or something like. We need to do something for our governors to start working, because there's this sense that these people are not working.
They are not working.
Like,
They
you have
just
to
collect
be
that federal allocation and go and chill.
being a governor in this current Nigeria is like being a CEO of a startup where you have
You
to
are an
like,
economist.
grind.
Yes.
Like, you're not a CEO of Microsoft or like a legacy company that's
No,
like had
it's startup.
It's startup.
You roll up your
You
sleeves.
roll up your sleeves
Bootstrap
and
the
start
shit out of
working.
it.
I worked in a startup where the general manager, the number one person in the company, did not have an office. He was sitting by the steps.
Yeah.
Wore a black
So,
t-shirt every day and was
grind.
grinding.
You don't understand.
And what did that send to all of us? Or more?
The message say, there's no time to
The
sleep.
guy was out of the office 10 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
As the editor-in-chief at the time, I had to stay back and
Yep.
also grind it out with him to
Yeah.
show that, okay, we're making things
we're
happen.
together. Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, the way you should think about, as a governor, the way you should think about your state, roll your sleeves up. For me, the biggest indicator if a governor is working is, what's the foreign direct investment you are getting from outside?
From outside, yeah, the level of businesses that you've managed, you've convinced
What's
to come
that?
set up.
Bro, we saw the
investments that you've
infographic
brought
now.
in.
What's
There
that
were only 3
infographic?
states, and Ekiti State, my crypto portfolio had more money than the foreign direct investment they got. Is that normal? Like,
Osagie,
Bro.
you say your friend, you say your crypto this thing. To book Sally Poppy is more than that. To book Sally Poppy is more than what
man.
that
that's
is.
crazy. That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's it as a
For a
governor.
full state,
That's
a
it
full
as a
state
governor.
that has arable lands that you can even tell a foreign company to come say, I'm giving you so year of tax
But
free.
look at the other one.
investments,
They were doing worship, praise and worship in the
in the
airport.
airports. Yeah.
No
Airports
activity.
That'll be ghost. That will become a ghost town.
So these guys need to work, like you said. They
They need
just
to
collect
work.
this allocation and they go to sleep.
They
So
collect
this
fat
bill,
and sleep.
for
That
me, I
balling.
like this bill. Like, I don't see the sinister thing
problem?
that they said, oh, the not blah 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 blah. I don't see it.
You know the
And this is
problem.
where people who don't like people like the incumbent government, or they don't like the political party, when they see things like this that should work, they don't praise it. They then keep
Oh,
quiet.
yeah. That's the hypocrisy we keep complaining about.
Yeah.
You're not
They
being
then keep
consistent.
quiet.
Yeah.
Also, I think the federal government needs to do a lot of explaining concerning this bill down to the ground.
That's what Oyedele now said. He said they admitted that they haven't read it, and that what they will do is that they will now work with the tax chieftains in those states to be able to further explain it to them.
And this is what the Ministry of
Because
Information should also be on.
this actually pays them. This they would do better this way.
This makes sense because if there's one thing that you know that Tinubu knows how to do,
It's to
call it-
collect money.
we'll call it
to get the
IGR,
money.
my brothers and
It's to
sisters.
collect money.
You
To
collect
get
the
the money,
money. So this is good. This is great. I want governors to work. And my problem, we've always had it on this podcast. Like, we feel that the Nigerian governors are not being criticized and
they're not
being
tasked
looked at
enough.
enough. They're not
Yeah.
They're
taxed
not being
enough.
looked at.
Yeah.
They're not being
They're not being looked
scrutinized.
at enough. Everything is Tinubu, federal. No. Your governor has more impact, direct impact on you than the president. You know?
Facts.
So, yeah,
Facts,
that makes
facts,
sense.
facts.
That makes sense. Shout out to Bats.
Yeah.
That's my president, by the way. That's my president.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
president
That's my
All right.
president.
Let's
Yeah.
give him a head.
My president is Bats.
My president is Bats.
Tinubu can never be my president, according to Twitter sentiments.
I pity you. Put that in your exam now.
People speak to with a lot of emotions at times. Just look at it like, calm down. Okay, so the Director General of the National Financial Investigation Agency in, oh my God,
That's fine. This is the topic me I've been waiting for since.
in
That is what-
Equatorial
Okay.
Guinea,
Oh, damn.
Baltasar Engonga allegedly has recordings of over 400 sex tapes involving wives of prominent figures in the country. He's been
God
arrested
damn.
and is also being prosecuted on a corruption case.
Update. His wife's sex tape leaked yesterday also. So
Who was his wife having sex with?
I don't know. The man was mysterious. Well, she.
Also, his
the-
wife was also having sex with someone else.
Yeah, and they did a sex tape too. Yeah.
These guys are just a bunch of swingers.
Man, we need to go.
I think that's
popping
just
into Equatorial Guinea. What's really popping in
there.
that country?
What's popping? What are you people up to?
My own problem is, what is the population of Equatorial Guinea? That's what I need to know, because I need
So
to.
you want to calculate the percentage of 400?
Yes,
But the
yes.
400 tips are there with 400 women. It can't be now.
No, so people are mistaken and say 400 women, it's 400
So-
tips.
It's 400 tips. It could be with multiple. Let's just say.
But shout out to him, Sha. Now, I ain't get evidence. Now, Solomon owner, read about them. This one,
Yeah.
I'm seeing visuals.
Get
And then
HD.
you have people
Yeah,
saying,
this one-
I've watched all 400 tapes, and I have to admit, this man is you watched all 400
You watched
tapes.
all 400.
Osage might bust your brain. The
The
population
one I
of
saw on
Equatorial
Twitter
Guinea,
was through scrolling. Yeah.
the population of Equatorial Guinea is 1.7 million.
Oh, man.
It's not even up to Keja.
Okay, so a few things here. First of all, apparently, they're investigating this guy for
Yes.
corruption.
For corruption. That's
Yeah.
what led to
Corruption
everything.
they're
And then with all
I
the
think they raided
investigation,
his
they
office.
uncovered these
Yeah.
tapes.
Yeah.
Then they leaked these tapes.
In CDs. Yeah, so that's the wrong thing. You can't just go and leak this guy's shit out.
Can't
You
leak.
commit
So
crime.
the point here is
He didn't commit a crime.
they were having consensual. If you remove morality away, and we can bring that back, because honestly, you're
No,
crazy.
it's fucked up. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked up. Yeah.
But you had sex with all these people, right? And
Consensually.
it was consensual, and the
Yeah.
recording was consensual. Now these guys go ahead and leak the tapes. Is that not revenge porn?
It
That's
is.
revenge porn. He's a
It
victim
is,
of revenge porn.
It
If you
is.
have followed
But
the
I'm
letter
sure
below-
it was. I'm sure it's government sponsored, right? So nobody was going to like talk about that or prosecute them or bring it up.
Okay,
You
we
get-
can't get you on these corruption charges. We
But
will defame you to the point
we'll
where
defame you
Let's
to the
defame
point.
you.
Yeah,
We'll tarnish your image. Yeah.
Yeah, because also the wife's tape leaking also shows that this is like is a targeted attack at him.
Yeah,
his
there's
family
something
and stuff
orchestrated
like.
going
There's
on.
something going on just to humiliate him.
But he's the
And-
DG of the National Financial Investigation Agency.
That's
Yeah.
like EFCC chairman, Abby.
Yes.
Don't be like
That's
EFCC
crazy,
chairman.
man.
That's crazy.
Now,
man.
the second point I want to raise, or the third, because the first point is, man, this is disgusting behavior, first of all.
No,
Sleeping
morally-
with married women
morally,
and all of
this
that.
is nasty.
The second one I raised that it was targeted is revenge porn. The third is, don't you think he's up to something with the kind of people he was having the sexual relations with? They were wives
those are
of
the
prominent,
people. Yeah.
of
Politicians.
prominent
People
figures
he-
in the country. Like, it was very strategic.
But those are the people he relates with. Those are the people.
Those are the
in his
people he
class.
sees.
Those are the
You
people
think
he sees.
that's what it is? Because I think
that's
don't
what
you
it
think
is.
there was another sinister thing? Maybe he was rising up to the ranks. He wanted to use those videos for something. I don't know. What do you think?
Bro, this guy, he allegedly slept with his brother's wife too, pregnant wife
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, pregnant
that's-
wife.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, this guy is crazy.
He's crazy. He's sick
Yeah.
actually. He's
Do you
sick.
think he has?
Something
So
is
this
wrong.
has to be a mental thing, right?
Yeah,
He
he
has,
has some.
he's
He has a
sexually
problem.
addicted. He
He's
has
sexually
sexual addiction.
addicted.
Sex
Yeah,
addiction. Yeah, he's a sex addict. Yeah.
He's a sex addict.
Because, bro,
Just-
I'm wondering that you're the head of that agency. How do you have enough time to set up the camera and sleep with this
Bro,
woman?
an agency of a country, you are heading an agency, an economic and crime agency of a country of 1.5 million people. Work no today, my brother.
Okay, it's true, sir.
Work
Be
no
like tax
today, to be
collector.
honest.
Be like
Work no today.
be like thrift collector.
Walk
collector
no,
for
walk no
Bushi.
day like that.
Don't worry yourself. How many
Work
people
no
you
day
want
like
try?
that.
How many
How
people
many
you
Yahoo
want
boy
try?
they could how many Yahoo boy they could like
Walk no day like that.
Work no day now.
Yeah. But also shame to the women that also did this too, because some of them were married. So yeah.
Yeah.
But let's not only attack the man. You
Oh
people
no,
will-
no. Is we're in
No, no.
2024 woke era. Please,
No,
the
there's no
women,
woke era.
the
Trump is
women-
back.
The
Trump is back,
biggest
there's no
lessons
care.
that Nigerian women drew from this whole incident was like, oh, you have to like, show your wife love so that she doesn't go outside and experience it. That was the
Are you
biggest
serious?
lesson. Yes, now.
See,
There's
I
a
love
popular
Nigerian
celebrity that tweeted it now.
Oh
I
my
love Nigerian
goodness,
women.
for
I love
There's a
real.
popular
Nigerian
celebrity that tweeted it now. That one thing the only lesson she took from that is if you love your wife very well, you have sex with her very well, she's not going to go outside and explore that.
If
man. That was like
if
the
I become
biggest
president of
lesson.
this country, the first thing I'm doing is that everybody has to be IQ tested.
Yes,
Everybody.
Because
Yes.
you look like a clinical problem now.
Yes,
You look like
everybody
very-
has to. You have to. You know those they do it. You have the apps. They have the apps.
know,
like
one
I need
lady-
to know your IQ.
One
If
lady
you have
tweeted,
below a certain IQ,
yeah.
There's okay. Let me put it this way. Let me be the devil's advocate here. There's a tiny truth to it. But you notice I'm not saying the same thing for this man. This man is sexually like addicted. So there's no
Yeah.
amount of love
He's a
you're going to show this
deviant.
man. There's no amount of love you're going to give this man at home that will stop him. It's impossible.
At all. No, this was haunting. Bro, this man
one
was
is-
having sex in the river. In the
What?
river.
are there tapes of that?
Yes.
What is he having sex in the river for?
Bro,
It's like a
bro,
fetish.
I don't
I
understand
don't
for the
know.
big guy.
Anywhere, any location, anywhere that he can
And then
hide
he sets up
just
the
have his-
tripod.
You see a tripod in his office everywhere.
It has to be a mini tripod. How's the phone going to stand?
Yeah, it's true. There has to be a tripod.
It has to be all those ones that you can elongate or you can put on the table.
I don't know what they talk about in the African Union. I don't know what they talk about in the African Union meeting. The African Union meeting. But I guess that this Equatorial Guinea case should be the docket for the next OAU meeting. Because
one of the things when I was looking at this video, like looking at this story, I'm like, you people should not publicize this story that much, so that because in the next 1 year, the influx from Nigerians, Nigerians will storm that country.
Why were all these women consenting? Was he giving them money? What's going on? Because these were married women to prominent political and people in government.
Osagie, I want people to understand.
How was he targeting them?
Osagie, I want people to understand, because people are saying, as a woman, why women are also freaks. It is maybe that's what they like too. Simple.
But how can you have so many freaks domiciled in the same spot? The concentration of freaks is in the government house is too much now.
I think he
employed. It's because it's 1.7.
Bro, it's not about being free.
I think he employed some of those women because he knew
it's about sex. Sex is sweet now. It's about sex, but it's not about being freaks. Like these women had an opportunity to experience something.
Why is the concentration of freaks in the government? That's my problem.
You have to first of all, you have to know that. First of all, you have to find out the capital of Equatorial Guinea. Once you find out the capital of Equatorial Guinea, you understand why they are freaks. Osagie understands Yoruba, so you should just Google the capital of Equatorial Guinea and laugh.
What's the capital? Equatorial Guinea capital? I know the capital now. It's not Conakry.
No, it's not Conakry.
No, that's
Guinea. Malabo.
Say it in Yoruba.
I'm not. Funny enough, my mom's best friend actually stays here. I should actually call her to get the gist. Because my mom was here 2 years ago. She went to Malabo. She went to see her friend. And I have another friend. As a matter of fact, I have a very close friend that stays in Equatorial Guinea. I'll call her.
Yeah, asking for the details. You know, they shut down sharing of images
and
videos on WhatsApp.
On WhatsApp. Okay,
how do you shut down? Okay, they told you WhatsApp to shut that down.
They'll probably,
they'll probably tell WhatsApp because
there's a way they can do it,
because they pawn and WhatsApp will really listen to them because it's pawn.
But they don't know. It's pawn. They don't know what is called Telegram.
No, it's 2024. It's hard for you to stop anything from spreading.
No, wow. Well, I was really shocked when I saw this because that day happened. I just kept seeing this guy's face on TikTok. I said, "Wait, what is going on?" And I read it like, "Bro, this is some freaky shit."
This is crazy.
Guys,
this is crazy. Guys. So we're dealing with in Equatorial Guinea. We're dealing with people like freaks in government. But in Nigeria, we're dealing in prophets that actually command the naira to go down. Did you guys hear this?
I stand in my office as a prophet. Dollar to naira. Right now, $1 is how much? 1,009 or 1,800 or whatever.
That's
now hear me, dollar. My name is Chibwe Occasion. I operate from heaven. Dollar, hear my voice. Go down in the name of Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
Amen, Daddy. Amen, Daddy.
These people made it. These people made it easy for
I have a take.
You will not be a prophet. After today,
Daddy.
you will not be a prophet.
Amen, Papa.
After today, you will not be a prophet. Elias Zakata, the suffering is too much. I cannot be here.
The guy commanded the dollar to go down. Like
my Prophet Dumeji said that we should notice something, that anytime he leaves the country, that's when dollar increases massively. And I've been looking out. So it's true.
It's itinerary. You look at his itinerary.
This is why I don't believe in democracy anymore. So because the people who are saying amen here have the same power to vote like I do.
I'm telling you now, anytime Dumeji wants to travel, quickly buy dollars.
Because
yes, that's your market's
you don't say
that's my market indicator.
Yes,
you don't say as you did Nigeria now.
I should forget any other data.
Forget data.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Anyways, man, see, this guy's a freak.
Yeah, that guy's a freak.
His name alone sounds very, very demonic.
And can you match my freak?
No, that guy's almost too much.
Nah, he's a freak. Come on.
But you know, I was thinking about this thing recently. You know, if you listen to public speakers, people who teach people how to like speak in public, they tell you that one of the first steps is to record yourself and listen to yourself, right?
Yes,
Speak
yes,
and
yes.
or listen to yourself on audio. It does not apply with sensitives.
No, it does not.
I don't understand. How can you just say no? It does not. Have you? What are you saying? Like, it should
How?
apply
Okay, you
now.
watch yourself performing, right?
Yeah, the rhythm, the flow, whatever.
It's for self-evaluation sometimes.
Okay, to say, okay, all right, at 15 point something minute, I should have
gone
thrusted faster here. Okay, how many thrusts per second am I doing?
First of all, the guy's an idiot because
That
why
guy's an
is
idiot.
why are you saving your sex tapes on CDs in 2024?
That's OG freak.
That's OG.
OG freak don't put anything on the software. You
On
can hack.
digital.
Yeah, that's an OG freak.
You never
Like,
hear
if
of
you're a
virtual
if you're a triple OG freak, it's videotape.
VHS now. Those bulky ones. really used
VHS.
for
But
cemetery
the guy on
discs.
CD, that's an OG freak, bro.
That's what they used to get it, man. You put that shit on
Yeah, I'm
iCloud
sure
or
he
something.
probably even had that booklet thing where you
Is that
pull
it,
it out of the sleeves.
Yeah.
That's
I'm sure
it's one of the things that fears
marker.
me. One of the things that scares me the most, just being addicted to like stupid stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's why for like the last
No, sex is not stupid stuff, Steve.
no,
Reverse.
bro. To be addicted to sex is
No,
it's-
addicted
it takes-
to recording sex.
Even
No,
even
addicted
addicted
to sex is a problem.
Yeah, addicted to sex is a
because
problem,
it
yes,
takes
because
it
it
takes
will
up
make you
much
step
of
out.
it,
Yeah,
mental
true,
and
true.
physical.
Yeah.
It's too
And
much.
and the thing about addiction is that you keep chasing a high.
Yes.
You keep chasing
Yes.
more,
You
keep chasing more.
keep
And then
chasing
one
more.
woman is not enough. You have to have two
You
women.
have to have
And
two
that's not
women.
enough. You need to start doing some other
Thank
freaky stuff.
you.
And putting
Like playing your
things in
nipples.
places that should
Yeah.
not be put in.
For
You know, and
example,
you
like
start,
for example, everything I hear about Didi, I see somebody who was not satisfied, who is a freak, like who's a
I was looking for the next high.
chasing a high.
He was
Yeah.
chasing a high, constantly chasing a high. He does
Yeah.
this. He wants to chase another high and stuff like that. Addiction only leads to trouble. So man, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. All right. I saw this news and I thought to share it with you guys. So I don't know if you guys know Vesti. Vesti is a neobank,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they have well,
Is a new bank with is he a new bank?
It's
Like,
a
there's
new
this-
bank, and
there's
they do some cross-border.
Okay.
Yeah, some
I thought it was
cross-border
cross-border
transactions
payment.
as well. Anyways, they said they put out a story somewhere, and this was, I think, on the 29th. It was published on the 29th of October. It says Vesti to pre-order 100 Tesla Robotaxis, revolutionizing immigrant mobility in major cities. Right? That's what they put out.
Which cities?
Well, I'll read this. I'll read the news. It says, in a bold move to redefine immigrant mobility in urban centers, Vesti, the leading AI-powered neobank. You see, that's where I called the first bullshit out.
Okay.
That's where I call the first BS out. What is a leading AI-powered neobank? If you're a neobank, you're a neobank. But everybody wants to jump on
The AI revolution and start branding themselves as an innovative.
What is the leading AI-powered neobank? What is that?
I'm surprised that Vesti is being called a new bank. I always thought it was like a remittance platform or something.
I actually did think. I think they kind of morphed. I'm not sure. But
because
now,
my first introduction to them was
sending money to
people
Nigeria
to Jackpa or something. They have this Jackpa plan, whatever it is.
Yeah. The leading AI-powered neobank. Right? What the fuck is AI-powered neobank? Anyways, I'm Visa concierge service for immigrants.
That's it.
That's what they were doing back then, right? Yeah, because I know they do this whole, if you're a highly skilled immigrant, wants to travel to the US,
they can help
blah,
you,
blah,
whatever
blah.
it is.
Yeah, my wife mentioned that to me sometime. I'm going to send you guys a picture of how the picture they use in the press release for you guys to just see. Anybody that is a CEO of a bank like this or whatever, I'm not putting a dime inside. I'm just saying. Check your WhatsApp, guys. I just sent you a picture. If the CEOs and the co-founders look like this, I'm not putting a dime in that place. I'm sorry. You're not dressing like this and getting my money.
You and I are always arguing about this.
Yes, I know. This is personal. This is my moral. This is not this is my moral. Anyways, they've disclosed its intention. They've disclosed an intention to pre-order 100 Tesla Robotaxis following the reveal of the design by Tesla CEO Elon Musk last week. Right? Olushola Amusan, co-founder and CEO of Vesti, shared his vision behind the project. He says, transportation is one of the major pain points for immigrants arriving in new cities. That's another bullshit. Excuse me. Transportation is one of the major pain points for immigrants arriving in new cities. Are you joking?
My brother, why
What
you
kind
dey
of
shit on
which kind talk be that?
If you have a product, you spew a narrative around the product, and
But the problem is that
spew
you
a
have to
problem
always
around
define a
it.
problem statement, Abi.
No. So this is the problem.
This is the problem statement.
Yes, this is the problem statement.
I stand to be corrected, and please, people, write to me if you are a new immigrant and you had transportation was one of your major pain points. The only major pain point that comes to transportation in new cities as an immigrant is how much it costs.
Yes.
But that you have, like, I want to know what, anyways. It says often they are unfamiliar with the local systems and do not have immediate access to private cars. Excuse me. Sorry, they are unfamiliar with the local systems. Fam, it takes you 5 minutes to buy an Oyster card and start jumping on trains or the bus.
Easily.
Anyways, it says, with our intention to pre-order a fleet of Tesla Robotaxis, we aim to provide them with a seamless on-demand transport solution that takes them where they need to go to safely and efficiently. So you're saying once I japa and travel, right? At any beck and call, I can request a Robotaxi that comes to my place. And how much are you charging me for? Like, this whole thing doesn't make sense. The introduction of these driverless cars will help immigrants integrate more smoothly into the local economy, easing their transition into new environments. Are you guys listening to what these guys are saying? From airport pickups to daily commutes, Vesti's Tesla's Robotaxis will offer a cost-effective way for newcomers to navigate their surroundings by passing language barriers and simplifying local transport logistics. These Robotaxis, where are you going to buy them? It's not US that they are launching. Where is the language barrier there? Even in the UK, where's the language? Which country has language barrier like that? Russia, Abi?
Yeah, Russia.
Well,
Estonia,
the sources of every product in terms of the messaging, the narrative, and everything, it comes with. We judge it with time, So let's watch and see.
I think this is a bunch of bullshit. I think these guys are just like what they call it, red herring. There's a word for it. They're trying to put some smoke and signal in the sky. Maybe Elon Musk or somebody takes an interest in them or whatever. But like, this is, for me, it's tad irresponsible to like just come and put nonsense out because you can pay for a press release that can go out on Tech Point or wherever, and then you run the story. It's a bunch of bullshit. I just wanted to say that. All right, let's get into some music. The Grammys are back. Ayo,
Grammys are
some updates.
Yes,
Grammys
reporting live from Los Angeles.
Hey,
like
is it from the car park? Where are you reporting from?
From the president's office.
Okay, shout out to Keke and D1.
Afrobreats Zombu.
Keke and D1 covered Grammys from the car park one time.
Yeah, and that's
it was what it is, though. It was at that time. It was innovative, and it was disruptive. Yeah,
bro, and it built what we have today.
100%,
definitely.
Yeah.
So the two categories that concern us as Nigerians are the Best African Music Performance category and the Best Global Album category. The first one, Best African Music Performance. Best African Music Performance was dominated by Nigeria. Apart from Chris Brown, who is a honorary Nigerian at this point.
I've told him he just needs to get his NIN and it's good.
It's good.
It's good. Straight up. Yemi Alade was nominated. Burna Boy was nominated.
For which song? Yemi Alade for a song called Tomorrow.
Burna Boy for Higher. Ashake and Wizkid for the collaboration MMS. Chris Brown, Davido and Lojay for the song that's playing right now.
Sensational.
Some people have questions on why Chris Brown is being nominated in this category. But I keep telling you that if a white group can be nominated for Best Reggae Song or Best Reggae Album, then bro, if you sing Afrobeats,
you guys are not even happy that there's a song featuring Lojay and Davido.
From the story I heard, I think the producer, I'm trying to find out.
Is it Kidominat?
Kidominat owns like 80% of the publishing or of the backend or something. It's really a Nigerian song.
Kidominat is going to eat a lot because under the influence is the Kidominat record.
I think one of those records, sir. Also,
I think he's under the influence you're talking about.
Yeah. Best Global Album category. We have two nominees here. We have Thames, who was nominated for our debut album. Big Thames, Born in a Wild Place. And we also have Osagie and Steve's second coming of the Messiah, Rema, for his sophomore album. He is. Thames also secured a nomination for Best R&B Song for Burning, I believe.
Yeah.
So shout out to her. Some other Nigerians who got nominated, Shabuzi, shout out to him, who still has the number one song in America.
Record in America.
Wow. He had a few nominations. Jordan Adetunji, I believe that's his name.
Who's that?
He got a Sada Kelani song.
Oh, he's Nigerian.
Bro,
he's of Nigerian descent.
He's of Nigerian descent.
That Kelani record. I like that record though.
Yeah, so congratulations to him as well.
Wow.
Some people were saying what happened to Amapiano, what happened to Tyler. And I'll direct them to
Osagie, tell us about that.
I'll direct them to the Consulate General of South Africa for Nigeria. Osagie Alonga. Thank you very much.
Don't do that. I was actually surprised Tyler didn't get any nomination because I think she still dropped the best album this year from like an African album.
But why was that though in terms of like after all the branding? I have a take.
Yeah, I didn't even thought she would even appear where Thames would be.
My take is that she didn't submit an album for consideration for any Afrobeats related award, like global music. That she submitted it for like pop or like album of the year. That's my take.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's a strong take. I think that's a strong take.
Yeah, because she had an amazing year. The album was good. 5 singles, all successful. You know.
Yeah, I was really surprised she didn't get a nomination. Amapiano, well, I don't think Grammys understand what Amapiano is, first of all. So.
No, it's Afrobeats now. It's Afrobeats. And if you look at all these people you just mentioned, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Yemi Alade. Amazing. It took this long, and she went through her arc, and she did it, and she was resilient. Even when we bashed her, we whatever, right? She did her thing, and she's still doing her thing, standing alone.
Yeah.
So shout out to her.
Yemi is Tiwa's group, right? Like in terms of like the same time they came into the industry. It's same set, Abi?
Yeah, same set.
Tiwa just had a slight startup. You started slightly ahead of her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Getting a Grammy in 2024 is amazing for
Grammy nomination, right?
A Grammy nomination is amazing because she's coming along with that Yoruba Igbo girl.
Yeah, that Yoruba Igbo girl. I just want to say something, right? Grammys is nice, awards is nice, you know, but at the end of the day, and this is not even a Tyler thing, it's more around people who didn't get nominated, who submitted for consideration, all things. Guys, you need to first understand all these things is a lot of politics that goes on there. The talent is there, but all of you are talented. That's the thing. Yeah. So when everybody is talented, it's not talent anymore. It's now who has relationships, who are the academy board, who do they like more, there's preference, there's all of that even now goes into play.
Who's in your label pushing for you, knocking on doors and saying consider this person.
Look at all these people here apart from Yemi Alade, they're all signed to popular labels. Anybody that is not signed to a label that is an international label doesn't get the Grammy nomination.
Very, very hard for you.
You can drop the best album in the world, you're not getting it because you're not signed to a top label. It's that simple.
They're not in the system. So
yeah, Brimo can drop the best album, whatever. You know,
Brimo is even too far. Kiss Daniel can drop 10 bangers if he wants to. But
do you understand? Once they've not set you up, once they've not set you up in that space and you don't have the people, it's like who Empire has Ashake here. They probably looked at it that who's the person we want to push? Who have we pushed in the last 18 months in the international space? Ashake. So that's who we push for the Grammys.
Yeah.
His Daniel is also Empire. I believe he had a deal with Empire.
I think it's more.
I think it's true. It's his distribution.
So, Daniel, no matter what you drop, you're not getting it because you're not even in the space, because also you've not played in the space for the academy to also recognize you.
You've not even broken into that space. You've not even broken into that space.
So again, you should understand the location. This.
Let's think about
Don't worry, head is there.
Rema 1 billion streams. Come on now.
He gets it.
Yeah, like, he's in that space. Yeah.
He signed to a big label. He signed Universal just acquired a parent label.
Look at Bonner 2 doing 6 in a row. I'll be 5 nominations.
These are people that have gone on tour.
That crazy.
Academy board members have attended their tour, and all
they water the
visibly,
ground. Water the ground. So
it doesn't take anything away from the amazing music you're making. Again, I always tell people,
like I said, head is day. Don't worry.
And enjoy your headies or whatever. So I am again congratulations to everybody. Big deal. I heard Angela Kidjo got nominated again with a South African band.
Not a Grammy, bro.
Yeah, with a South African band. That woman is amazing.
She's the Kendrick Lamar for Africa at this point.
Yeah, and Angela Kidjo just opened her mouth. Someone please give her a Grammy.
99 Grammy nominations for Beyonce. She getting album of the year last.
Ooh, Cowboy Carter. Know what? There's Sabrina Claudio. There's Sabrina Carpenter.
I was looking at that category.
Big Taylor is there.
Big Taylor is there.
Charlie XCX Brat is there, which was a big album.
I didn't listen to that album. Yeah.
It was a big album. Sabrina Carpenter is one of my
That's my best album. That's my best album from that.
Guess what? Beyonce was nominated.
Although I've not listened to I didn't listen to Cowboy Carter, to be very honest.
I listened to it.
I didn't listen to it.
Best country album, Beyonce was
I can't relate.
She was nominated for best country.
Yeah.
She'll probably win that. I just want her to win the best album. It's been maybe she just win it. It's just that Big Taylor is there again.
Big Taylor is there.
Big Taylor doesn't miss. Like that album of the year, she will drop an album.
And she still has to surprise anytime she wins.
And she goes, "Oh my god!"
Beyonce has almost defeated everybody that has come as the competition. Whether Gaga, Rihanna,
it's only Swift,
Swift.
And Adele. Anytime Adele drops, Adele beats her.
I think Adele beats her. True.
I think that album of the year, she's not been able to get it.
She's not been able to get it.
Jay-Z don't love nothing.
Jay-Z don't try.
Yeah, don't try. You don't even threaten. So the last one,
you don't even threaten.
If I'm not giving, I'll go burn this place down.
This is not Brooklyn though. This is not Brooklyn.
I want to give a shout out to Common and Pete Rock. They actually got a nomination for the Auditorium Volume 1. I'm very happy because a lot of people are talking about great albums this year. Schoolboy Q's Blue Lips, Vince Staples' Dark Times.
Schoolboy Q has an album this year.
Yes, Blue Lips.
You didn't listen to
big album.
Bro, I've not listened to it though.
Doechie's album too.
People don't Doechie's album, but people don't mention the Common and Pete Rock album. This is adult contemporary hip hop. It's a great album and it got nominated. And I'm just good with the nomination. I'm good with the nomination.
Right.
Common is the luckiest motherfucker when it comes to Grammys.
Yeah. So shout out to him. I think he won a Grammy for his first one, right? Can I borrow $1?
No, I don't think he ever won a Grammy. I'm not sure. But I know he was unlucky.
No, he won a Grammy for this thing now. For Finding Forever.
Yeah, so he has
after B. It's not been for B, but like for Finding Forever, he won with the record with Kanye West, Southside or something.
And I'm also surprised that one of all those collaborations with John Legend didn't land him any Grammy.
Because you know John Legend is another Grammy child.
Is a Grammy baby.
Wow, they don't give him one.
Well, but shout out to congratulations to everybody. Keep doing your thing. And I mean, again, Tyler, I'm genuinely surprised.
She didn't submit an album for Global Music or whatever.
That's very possible.
I believe that should be the only reason. Because that's the biggest pop star we have
you're
now.
you're not doing Africa, or you're not in the Africa conversation, and you are looking at Tyler and you're not picking her.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Shout out to Thames.
Then it just depends on the academy. You know what she said at the EMAs.
Thank you. Although
the VMAs.
True, yeah, I think there's some anti-Tyler sentiment also in the industry.
Best African music performance. It wasn't best Afrobeats.
Yeah,
it's best.
True.
See,
that's
for real, for best African music performance, it's crazy that Tyler is not here.
It's crazy that Tyler is not here.
No, I believe your theory that she didn't
submit it.
Submit for that category because you don't see. She had some of the dopest songs and whatever.
Bro.
You know why I believe Steve? Because Thames submitted for everything. Thames is in R&B. Thames is in African music.
Everything.
Anyone that puts me.
Yeah. Shout out to them though. It's good. Once upon a time, this was not
for Chris Brown to even make that Chris Brown record to even make that this thing.
Yeah, and people and I didn't see a lot of pushback from people saying, "Oh, why is Chris Brown there? Oh, why is
some people ask me? Some people ask me, and I said, bro, a white person does reggae music, whether you like it or not, it's going to be in the reggae.
I just like how Chris Brown has worked with Afrobeat artists, identified and has appropriated the culture in a way where very respectfully. He's done it very respectfully.
Very demure.
Bro, this guy had two Afrobeat singles from his album. Sensational, the one with Davido. That's my favorite though. That Davido record, that one.
My favorite Davido Chris Brown record.
Which one?
Bro. You gotta hear this.
Yeah. Oh, Shopping Spree.
Nope.
What is this?
I one day with you all night. I know one day with
he
you
put this at the first track of the deluxe album. The first track.
You make my head the bo bo bo. You make my head the back back back. I know like stress no grab grab grab. Me I don't love up now. Keep on rocking, keep on rocking. Got money in Miami, please oh baby, please don't tease me. Keep on rocking, keep on rocking. Got money in Miami, please oh baby, please don't tease me. Baby dance for me, with your lower body. Baby dance for me, oh yeah give me body. Oh yeah move for me, with your lower body. Baby dance for me, with your lower body. Lower body, slow.
Come on, man.
Also,
that's my jam.
Chris Brown has given a lot of Nigerian producers plaques. Plaques. He has helped a lot of Nigerian producers break through. So shout out
at
to
the
him.
point where Wiz was on the come up and everything, Chris Brown collaborated with him.
Bro, the guy
Collaborated
saw
with Davido.
the guy saw
Even
Wizkid and Chris
putting
Brown.
Lil J on a record, like
I'm telling you, bro,
Yeah.
bringing him on stage at his wireless performance.
The day I
wireless-
saw Chris Brown and Wizkid on Daily Mail, I was lost my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the
2013
fuck?
or so, this
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah. Like, what
It's
the
true.
fuck is this?
I remember.
So you
That was
listen
one
to
of
the
his-
record.
That was one of his first public appearances when he came out from jail. So Daily
Yeah.
Mail captured
Yeah.
it with Wizkid. Yeah, I
Oh
remember.
wow.
Yeah.
So you look at the record, best African performance. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with
No
it.
hard feelings.
All right, talking about hard feelings. Let's move to our popular twin brothers.
Oh my lord.
Our
Bro,
popular.
Before you go into this, I have to talk about
Ejima.
the tweet from the producer.
Yeah.
He said he produced a song for Psquare. Then one of the Square he now released the record.
Now,
Let me go look for that tweet.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to start with these guys. I really
Once you
don't know.
think you've gotten to the bottom of Psquare drama, they dig deeper. They dig deeper.
I don't know. I don't know where to start with these guys.
But that song is a record though.
Osagie, listen.
The video is corny.
I produced and recorded Winning for Psquare 2022. I sent stems to Psquare 2022 for mixing and mastering. I got paid and I left Lagos. 2 years later, One Square released the song. How is that my fault?
One Square.
One Square.
How is that my fault?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
It don't happen.
Finally.
It don't happen.
Finally.
Where Pelego, it don't happen. It don't happen. Oh no, I came to party. Everybody just looking at me. Chicks just they surround me. The one and only girl right there beside me.
All right. Ayo, do you want to give us backstory here?
I don't even know the backstory, my guy.
All right,
what
I'm just going to read the article
Thank
from
you.
Tribune. Okay, one half of iconic music duo Paul Okoye, popularly known as Rude Boy, has publicly accused his twin brother and former band. Sorry. I'm sorry, this sounds hilarious. And popular bandmate Peter Okoye, aka Mr. P, right, of stealing his song.
This sounds like a bad comedy.
Oh man, this accusation follows the group's third breakup.
Oh, is it third? It's more than third.
They've
Now.
broken up 3 times.
It's more like should be like
Oh
four,
my god. It follows the group's third breakup earlier this year, with tensions resurfacing after Mr. P released a new track titled Winning. Taken to Instagram, Rude Boy alleged that he originally wrote and recorded Winning with a specific producer, only for the same producer to re-record it with his brother Peter. In his post, Rude Boy expressed frustration, saying that his twin had copied his song word for word, despite his original version being intended for an album release next year. Rude Boy also revealed that he had submitted 6 songs to Psquare's management, only to find out his work allegedly being used without permission. Expressing his dissatisfaction with the way things were being handled, he vowed to take matters in his hands if necessary. He says, song title Winning, written and sung by Rude Boy, produced by the same producer. Now, how come? Now, am I supposed to release another version?
You can.
Mr. Producer, your case is for another day. I'm sorry, this whole thing is funny. He said, just a simple thing. Bring 6 songs, let me bring 6 songs. I submitted 6 songs to the so-called management. Why are you re-singing my own song, word for word? The song that was supposed to be in the album next year, June. In the follow-up post, he issued a stern warning to the management. The funny thing is that he keeps saying management, but it's his brother. It's his other brother.
No.
You understand? It's a warning to the management and anyone else attempting to replicate his song. He wrote, the days of manipulation are over. And to management, make I hear another song where now only be sing. I go release the original version. Music is not that hard. Oh my God. You know why this is funny? Do you know why this is funny?
Why?
This is funny because this group is popularly known to do what? To actually take other people's song. Let me play a
They're
record.
jacking. They're jacking.
Yo, black face, so face, in the building.
you hear that? Now
Yeah.
hear this.
You get to see they do me. Now the way you they do me, girl, I love the way you do me. Boy, I love the way you do me. Now the way you they do me. You go wonder, my baby. Now the way you they do me. You go wonder.
So this is genesis of the Blackface Two-Face beef. Remember when Blackface came on the podcast? When
Yeah.
Two-Face and Blackface and Face came back together to do the
Reunion album.
the reunion album called Plan B, right? The first single was Say You Believe Me. And if you listen
Yeah.
to the beginning of this song again, right, you can hear them clearly say,
Face in the building.
Ooh, plantation, baby.
We there.
Plantation, baby.
So we there, baby.
like the way you do me, like the way you do me. So they've edited it and changed it around. But the idea was they were recording this album, right, in 2000 and
7-ish.
6, I believe.
6-ish.
Yeah,
7-ish.
6-ish, right? They were recording this album. This was the first single, Say You Believe Me. So Blackface had done some vocals. I think they were trying to do some vocals, but they hadn't completed the album. T-Joe had paid them some ridiculous amount to come back together to do this album.
When T.J. was running the label that year.
T-Joe was basically running the label, give them the label advance. Now they were all just like messing up with the album. They didn't record it on time and everything. T-Joe, this is what Blackface alleges, that T-Joe took Psquare to the studio and then they
played the
listened to
record.
this record. And that is what inspired Do Me. Which went with the I like the way you do me, I like the way you do me. Then it went to Do Me. And then they went and recorded Do Me, right? And this is when Blackface then took the Do Me instrumental and did a Rema as a spike back, right?
Yeah.
So it is interesting that years later, this group that has been, not rumored, accused of jacking Usher style, of jacking records, jacking everything, are now accusing
themselves.
It's,
You know what
it's
this?
just-
You know what this is?
just
It's called
crazy.
karma. It's called karma.
Oh god.
It's called
That's the
karma.
same, man.
It's called karma.
That's the
It's
same.
called karma, and it's crazy.
All I have to
So
say is that
of course,
Psquare's
taking cues from presidents and their working history. I'm on Paul's side.
well, it's easy to be on Paul's side because to be honest, to give it a buck, Paul was always the better singer. While Peter
Exactly,
was
was
better dancer.
you're better, right? It's true.
You know, so
Makes sense.
But Psquare has put out his own side of the story. As a matter of fact, there's a video phone conversation where he's talking with the producer of the song called Winning. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to listen to it, but let's.
And now they make it look like you are not part of the song, and also I sell the beat in the two of you, which is very bad. I didn't do that. I don't really understand what in the going.
Okay, let's get something straight. Between me and Paul, who contacted you?
Now you call me come Lagos.
Now me carry you come Lagos.
This particular winning song, the drum when we use for the song, now the beat is for YouTube where you call me say you like this beat. So as I come Lagos, we change the chord progression and we use the drum.
You always said that the beats where you take from YouTube.
Peter.
Oh my god. Anyways.
In one of my beats for YouTube where you see, where you call me, so we use that drum and we put on a different progression and we had winning.
Thank you. Between I beg more, let's ask ourselves a question. You remember Calypso when they did studio with us? You remember Calypso? Yes, you know Calypso now, where they help us write it for studio. I beg, no be Calypso.
Anyway, that's what the video dropped. So essentially he's saying, man, bro, I basically, engineered the beginning of this record coming around and all of that. Again, it's just sad. I grew up listening to Psquare. Like we all grew up listening to Psquare. Psquare was like our boy band,
Yeah.
And to see them doing all of this is just sad. I don't know. It's just sad.
It's so funny that in the year that Two-Face has dropped a comeback record and the band dropped an album, Psquare are still stuck in this bullshit.
And they were the big three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
sad.
biopic could be interesting, Sha. That's what I can
It's
say.
sad. It's who plays their biopic?
No, not anybody that we know yet, sir.
No, you know the person has to play both of them.
Nasboy saying resemble.
Nasboy, yeah,
Nasboy has
Nasboy.
a skit where he claims that he resembles one of them.
Yeah, I think I watched that. Yeah, Nasboy. Who else can play it?
Nasboy, I think Nasboy can play it because he can sing also. I don't know.
I'm just thinking.
Let them reconcile first, Seth.
Anyways, man, rest in peace to one of the greatest music producers, probably the greatest music producer, Quincy Jones.
Quincy, baby.
Anybody that produced Thriller is please.
You know the funny thing about Quincy?
Yeah.
People start his legacy from Thriller. But
no,
by that
it's
time,
way before. By Thriller, it was old now.
Yeah, by Thriller,
I swear.
Was a legend
by
already.
Thriller, he was in his 40s or something.
50s or maybe 60s.
Oh, yeah, was old.
50s.
Yeah. Like people told Michael Jackson not to work with him.
Yeah.
That he was old.
Yeah. So already a legend by that time.
Yes, he was a legendary producer. He was. See, let me tell you how old Quincy Jones is. Quincy Jones was born 20 years after Harriet Tubman died.
Yes, I mean, you know American history. You know what Harriet Tubman is.
Yeah,
Slavery is not that far.
Quincy Jones saw the music industry
take off. He saw everything.
Yes, record labels take off.
Yeah, the whole mafia, everything involved.
Everything. He saw everything take off. Quincy is the OG.
He also gave us Vibe magazine, so shout out to him, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which are very important things. If you know, you know.
Yeah, cultural moments and cultural staples, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. All right, so in albums that dropped, Fave dropped a EP, Dirty Love. Shout out
lovely
to Fave.
EP. Lovely EP.
Yeah, lovely EP. I was listening to it, and there's one track I really love.
He came in swinging.
It's called Lose My Mind. I love that track. So shout out to Fave. And also Wizard Chan dropped an EP called Time Traveler. Shout out to Wizard Chan. He was on a record with AQ. Yeah, shout out to Wizard Chan. Big fan of him, a big fan of his music. So check out his music. It's called Time Traveler. Let's read some fan mail and get out of here. Again, we've done 3 hours. I don't know how we do this all the time.
I thought you had the clock.
I actually have a clock, and it's 11 minutes past 3. It's 3 hours, 11 minutes. Anyways, let's brush through fan mail. And yes, we do have one Ask the Giants.
Ooh.
Someone needs help. But let's start. This is from a Siri. My people are Halo. I started listening to the podcast last year, and it's become a part of my Monday morning routine. Thank you for your very insightful conversation. Special shout out to the lead researcher. Welcome to your new dispensation. So in the last episode, you talked about you talked about reading books about the history of Nigeria. Could you please give me some book recommendations on this, particularly books on what life was like in pre-colonial Nigeria? I do think a lot of what we call culture may just have been what we picked up from the British. Ayo.
Oh, perfect book. Formation. History of Nigeria from... It's like 100-year breakdown of Nigeria from way back to 1914. It's the perfect book for you. You get to see all different tribes. It starts from the north, it goes to the southwest, southeast, south. It is perfect for you. If you really want to know about Nigeria back then and the interaction with Europeans, that's a book for you.
Yes, the name of the book is Formation, The Making of Nigeria from Jihad to Amalgamation. It was written by Fola Fagbule and Feyi Fawenmi. You can check it out. It's on Amazon, and then I'm probably on any
local stores too.
Yeah, local stores, anywhere you want to get a book. So shout out to you. This is from Sheung. Hello, Giants. Greeting once again. Osas, don't call me Osas.
It's Osagie.
Don't do that. I know how much you love the feelings and nostalgia of old Nigerian music brings to you. I just want to take some time and think about what it means to be an artist, especially musical artist. It's bravery, every single one of them, from Lagbaja to Davido, Dr. C to Pasuma, SDC to Asha, Tiwa Savage to 6 Foot Plus, William Onyebo to Techno, Fumbi, Scales, Waji Omomi, Jesse Jags, AQ, Terry the Rap Man, and Terry Akpala. JJC and the 419 squad, it's endless. Every single artist out there, they all have an impression, a feeling. I thank you all. We thank you all. I wish we could pay all artists their worth. End of my talk. Love you guys forever. We love them.
Thank you very much.
And we love you too. All right, this is from Toby. What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing great. Lately, I've been reflecting on my journey And honestly, man, I want to succeed and make a real impact on the people around me. I am a 21-year-old, currently a 200 level nursing student. I'm also into data analysis. I wrapped up my learning phase and focused on putting my skill into action through projects. I'm equally passionate about photography and filmmaking. Oh, sorry, it didn't say I'm short. It said, in short, I'm just a young guy working to better himself. I came across a quote that really resonated with me. It is, imagine the person you want to become, think about their habits and daily routines, and start showing up as that person. This has been my mindset since the beginning of 2024, forming better habits, setting boundaries, and staying focused. But as expected, not everyone is comfortable with these changes. Some people see it as arrogance or pride, which has led to distancing. At times, it makes me question if I'm on the right path, even though I recognize that it might just be their insecurities coming out. I also started reading James Clear Atomic Habits, and it has helped me a lot. When I try talking to people about my journey, basically finding my tribe, they often see me as too serious about life, which can be discouraging. Right now, I'm working on building my own mindset and forming my own opinions independently, free from bias. I'm also actively looking for mentorship programs or any recommended courses. If you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. I'm young, full of energy, eager to learn, and I like to believe I have time by my side, so I have to make the best out of it now. Big shout out to you guys, though. The podcast has truly helped me grow, pushed me to improve, and given me an edge among my peers. A quick thought I'd love to know your opinions on. I had an argument a while back about whether any new invention right now can truly be original, like fresh out of the box and not based on something that already exists. I'd like to hear your take on that. And lastly, I listened to the Ministry of Podcasting episode where Steve shared his thoughts on religion. It hit me because I often feel torn. Sometimes I question the whole concept of organized religions, but other times I feel the need for a spiritual connection closer to God. This podcast is a great one as it creates some meaningful conversations and inspires growth in young minds like myself. Thanks for reading, and sorry it was a bit lengthy. Wishing you a fantastic week ahead. All right, Toby, quick one on finding your tribe. You've not found them yet. If anybody that's saying you're too serious is not a serious person, let me just cut it, put it out there. You're 21-year-old, you're in grinding mode. Right? You're in grinding mode. I love how you're a nursing student. You're also into other things. Boom. Like, keep doing it. Keep building. You see this thing where you said, imagine the person you want to become, think about their habits and daily routines and start showing up as that person. I read that in The Rules of Work.
Yeah.
That's where I read that.
That's the first book you gave to me.
That's the first book I gave to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. Like, changed my life, to be very honest.
What's the name of the author again? He also had Rules of Life.
He has Rules of Life, Rules of...
I read all those books. You know, what's his name now, Steve?
I'm trying to remember the name.
Let's Google him.
Hi.
Richard Templar.
Thank you, Richard Templar. That was a beautiful book. The guy said, if you want this position, start acting as if you're in that position. And that's what I started doing. Anywhere I go, right? You know, so please keep at it, and you will find those people. It takes time. But those habits you form, those boundaries are important. I remember I was working so hard when I was at NET one time, right? And I had a date with this lady. I don't want to expose her, but she even made it to TV at some point. Very beautiful lady, right? And we had a date in GRA, and I was at Okoye.
How much you spend that day to start with?
You said?
How much you spend that day? I won't know.
I didn't make it to the date because I had some stories to do, and I looked at the stories and I looked at the date, and I was like, I'm sorry. So I called her and I cancelled. And she cussed me out.
Yeah.
But I don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't feel bad. I mean, I stood her up. I'm sorry. I didn't, hey, man, things happen, But if she stood me up the same way, I won't be mad because I'll be like, oh, hustle day. Do you understand? But I get it. I'm not saying she was wrong and I was right. I'm just saying that commitment at times, I get it. And you have to set some boundaries. There are some people that will come. Bro, I set boundaries. There are some people 100%. That can't reach you anymore because what they are reaching you for is nonsense. They don't know any better, but it's okay. But you've known what you've extricated yourself from all of that. So please keep doing what you have to do.
Not thinking about it. I can't think back and look at a relationship or a friendship that I cultivated between 2012 and 2018.
All destroyed.
Apart from like the guys I was working with, who are my friends.
Same thing with me.
Yeah, I can't think of a friendship that I cultivated around that period.
I
There was
couldn't.
there was no time.
There was no.
now.
You can't. There's no time.
There
There's
was no
literally no
time to be
time.
honest.
There's no
There's
time
no
to cultivate it. You know,
There's no
and
time. Yeah.
I see, bro. If my own was so bad that I introduced my friends that I knew on both sides to each
Yes,
other, they
to each
became
other.
friends and
They
moved
became-
on and left
exactly.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bros, there's no time.
It
So
is. And going
please.
back to the rules of work, you know, like Net was that was my second work environment. Like I came in,
Yes.
Sun and Statement Express together, like, you know, had that experience as an intern. But my first official job was Net NG. I don't know if you remember now. My
Yes.
first official job where they say, oh, come and resume as a full-time staff.
Yes.
You know, so then you still don't know like the ethics of or the workings around of like of a 9 to 5 okay, corporate life, how to interact with your. I remember the day Osagie saw my Skype username. Trigger something. So it's like, are you an arm robber? What is the trigger? You know, like it's supposed to be Steve Diddy. Do you understand? Like
Yeah.
Steve Diddy, you know, stuff like that. And I remember going to see Osagie one time, and you know, because we knew each other very well, and she was asking me, "Are you on Twitter, Seth?" I said no because I was a troll on Twitter. You get? I said no, I'm not on Twitter. And on the bus going home that day, and Osagie used to tell me that your Twitter, your social media should be your names. Like that's how you represent yourself. But I never agreed because I was a troll. But I remember deciding that day to give up that account and, you know, name my Twitter Steve Diddy and everything Steve Diddy, my email Steve Diddy, my Skype, everything, you know, stuff like that. So those are the importance of those years. That rules of work was like a huge part of what changed, you know, my attitude around work, around my colleagues, how I communicate in emails and stuff like that. Yeah. Very important. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you.
You're 21, you have this kind of mindset. Let me tell you something, my brother. When I was 21, I didn't even know what was going on in life.
Yeah.
21.
21, I just like rap music.
Exactly, that was it.
Yeah, that was a little.
Yeah, I was just
an education and school, just
media junkie. I was just consuming a lot of media.
Just looking for how to like graduate from school. But at that time, I was confused about what was I going to do next after graduation because I knew it had nothing to do with what I was studying in school. So there was a bit like there's a lot of anxiety over like what am I even?
I was in school. I was just rapping. I was rapping and having fun.
Yeah, you know.
Do you understand?
At 21 is dope. Nursing and data analysis. You know, so you're going to. You know, probably go. I'm not trying to set a path for you, but you know, these two things already tells me that you are going to go into like health management systems, like stuff.
Yeah.
Boom, and I hope that's what your projects are.
Yeah,
you know,
really dope stuff, bro. Like just
critical stuff.
Yeah. And there's a lady on LinkedIn. I don't know if you know her. Her name is Wuraola Fisayo Oyewusi. She is a data scientist, right? And her core of data science is in health. Everything that has to do like with the health industry. Her name is Wuraola Oyewusi, right? Look for her. She even has courses on LinkedIn that have been taken over 100,000 times.
Oh, that's
wow.
Dope.
She's that big. She's that big, and she posts often and everything. She's an amazing person. Try and follow her and see how you can then start building projects in that space because it really helps.
It's like when people talk about like mentorship groups or something, what do they mean?
They mean people that you can regularly check in and create like a path for them. I'd love to do it, but I don't just have the time. That's the problem. I don't have the time, and I don't want to start something because I joined one time and I was inconsistent and it wasn't good. So that's the problem. So yeah, that's that with that. Then he wanted our opinion on.
Is this something you're looking forward to? You're looking forward to do in the future with our platform and stuff like that. Definitely, because people have even reached out to me. They want to do it. Put a time frame to it now.
I can't even put a time frame because I have time frame for other things. I'm sorry. Do you understand?
This thing that
like
you do
I can design it. I can design it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I can design it, but then I'll need someone to run it, and I need to pay the person and all of that.
Yeah.
Which I can do because if I pull a bunch of people together, we can raise the funds to do it.
Yes.
Do you understand? But I don't know, man. Should we do it? Is that you say I should do it, then I'll hit you up, then you reply me. Get out.
Let's do it now. Committing to it.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
Don't catch you.
You see, the only time you can catch Steve like this is on the podcast. You send like Ayo now. Ayo and I might not talk for a long time.
That's a lie now.
I know that if I WhatsApp Ayo, like, Ayo, please, can we? Ayo is readily available. See, max worst case 30 minutes. Steve, you're talking 2-3 hours before he responds to you. And this has nothing to do with even time difference. This was when we were on the same time zone. So it's not the time.
The same equator.
You're on the same equator. You understand? West African time.
I've changed to be honest.
All right. Well, it's in action and deeds, not in words.
True.
Thank you. Okay, so you wanted our opinion on if there can be any new invention. Honestly, I think we're at the cycle where new inventions are pretty hard.
Was generative AI not inventive? Well,
no,
wasn't
because generative AI is basically okay. So generative AI, that's good one. That's a good one. Not just AI.
Yeah, not just AI. I'm talking about generative AI. I
won't call it a new invention. You're just building on something. You're building on what has always existed.
Existing technology.
Artificial intelligence has always existed. So it's more like you're venturing into like a new space with it. So you're improving on it. But like something new, like the internet. You understand what I mean? Like an automobile, like the airplane.
If time traveling is ever done, then I guess that's probably a new one entirely.
Which I think will be readily available maybe 500 years from now.
Yeah, not that long, you know.
Yeah. I think time traveling will be readily available. Yeah, so that's my
yeah, it's hard to think about something that will be more that disruptive again, sure.
It's very hard.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. All right, we have an Ask the Giant. My senior man, Tirik Bosafona. I beg keep me anonymous, straight to the matter at hand. Omo I tire. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost 10 years now. We met on Twitter and I have been doing long distance since we were about 17. She's a phenomenal woman and I'm lucky to be with her. In recent times, however, she has been strongly hinting for us to get married. Duh. As a normal boy, no be say I don't want to do the right thing. Problem is, I think we're seeing it from two different angles. For her, marriage is an opportunity to spend the rest of her life, the rest of your life with the person you love while building a future together. For me, however, all I see is additional responsibilities. And my brothers, responsibilities don't choke for ground already. If I tell you how much I have spent in this month alone, for example, we put down a down payment on a house we're currently building. That's about $14,000. Engagement ring, which she doesn't know about yet, which is $6,000. Now I'm just going to pause here. Right? Because I'm in charge of putting families together. When I was putting families together and I read this part, I also paused like I'm pausing now. The down payment of your house is $14,000. I am guessing your house costs, I don't know what country, so let me not guess, but I can put like a ballpark. You're looking at maybe 280 to max, maybe 350, worst case $400,000, right? If your down payment is like maybe 140, I'm just saying, or 14K. Now, the ring, I don't know.
How much is the ring?
Again, he said it's $6,000, bro.
$6,000, bro.
Yeah, he wants to purchase, or he has purchased the ring for $6,000. I hope you have the receipt of that ring.
You should.
Anyways, I don't think you should be purchasing a ring for, I don't know your finances, but you already said responsibility. You set the tone of this thing that
you give us with
you said, oh, I am a very comfortable man, blah blah blah. I bought my ring for $6,000. I'm fine. But you can't tell me responsibilities choke for ground already. And you are trying to set everything right before you get married, and then you went and purchased the ring for $6,000.
Yeah.
Is a ring a liability or an asset in this case?
It's still because it's diamond or gold. It's still an asset because it's something you can still sell, and it's something that is going to.
But the risk of losing it.
True, the risk of losing it is there.
Okay, maybe he's going to insure it.
Maybe he's going to insure it or something like that.
But I won't buy something for $6,000.
Gold and jewelry like that. They increase in worth over time too.
But I'm not going to buy something for $6,000 and then the thing leaves the house and comes back randomly every day. I don't. Bro, people have $6,000 worth of Bitcoin and they put the thing in their Coinbase wallet and locked the thing in a way that nobody can penetrate. So I'm not carrying $6,000 on a finger. I'm moving out and coming back every day.
That's our finances speaking. You don't know his finance, how his finances is set.
Okay, I don't know. So don't let me pocket watch.
Anybody can drop 20K, bruh. That person is a different.
Okay, so don't let me pocket watch. Well, he says, and this is not including house rent, car payment, and other living expenses. A 26-year-old.
But the guy can't self the complaint self too.
See, bro, now the problem with that. He now says, a 26-year-old, my brother, no be say my papa get money. Now 9 to 5 hustle I did do. Kai.
Oh, okay, it's too much.
Come on, man. How are you buying a ring for 6,000?
You
What's wrong with you?
you just the start life now.
You gotta
You're going to
start
hustle,
I
get
don't
money,
understand.
maybe
She
buy
said she
things.
wants that ring for 6,000. Who are you trying to impress here?
Yeah.
What's going on? You said you basically said that what she sees it from one point of view, which is an opportunity to spend the rest of your life with someone you love while building a future together. I'm on her side. I don't see it from your perspective. I see it from my own angle. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyways, it's not like I do not want to marry her. It just feels like I am doing so under duress. Like I have a gun to my head. Don't get me wrong. I think she's amazing and she has been with me in the trenches, but I do not feel like this is the right time. And I feel like I am doing this out of this is the natural next step. Bro, you've been with her for close to 10 years.
That's a decade, bro. What do you mean?
You're already married. What are you talking about? Like,
give her some assurance, man.
I
Come
don't understand. You've been with her for 10 years. Is that not marriage already?
That's marriage now. That's not just It's a long-term commitment.
It's not it's not a place for a guy to be pressured to take the next step. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing that you're feeling. It's all part of growth.
Okay.
Yeah,
It says,
it's a long-term goal or short-term goal for you. So hey, it's not like Steve says, not bad.
It says, I do not like feeling compelled to propose. In all fairness to her, if she had not taken the first step of flying out to see me as a broke college student and not sharing an air mattress on the floor in my dorm room, we might not even be together at this point. So maybe there's something to be said about trusting God and just going along with it. So I wanted to ask my married senior men, when did you know it was time to proceed with your spouses? Did you guys also do it afraid, even with the uncertainty of the future? Or did you have everything set before proceeding? How did you handle the fear and anxiety that comes with taking such a monumental step in your lives? You know what, my brother, I feel you. I want to bring all the empathy now. I think I've been a bit too harsh on you. I want to bring all the empathy to the floor. My brother, if you feel this is the right person for you, right? If you feel that if you ever had an accident and you couldn't walk again and this person will be by your side, you feel that way genuinely, bro, this person was with you in the trenches. What else do you like? Are you trying to like when did I feel it was the right time to proceed with my spouse? It was natural for me. Because I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this person. This person was already even living with me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? By the time we're moving on, but I've had our own place, and then our rent was up, and the natural thing was, are you going to pay for rent again? No? Or are you, come over to the spot. I had a 3-bedroom. What am I doing?
Yeah.
With a 3-bed, and so we're living together even before we got married. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like,
I think it's natural to have that.
It's
very
okay.
natural to have that. Listen, it's a big step. Like you're 26, you're going to experience it. You're going to experience this with every important decision you make in your life.
True.
It's scary. Do you get? That's what growth is all about. Anytime you're going to make a change or make a decision that connotes growth, it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to come with a lot of fears and uncertainties. You're just starting. You're 26. Me, according to my personal preference, I like marriage as a guy from age 30. That's me personally. Because I believe that there's a phase that you go through in your 20s. I think by 30, you understand yourself, you understand better your emotions. Because getting married to a woman, like having a woman at home is not easy.
My own thing here
takes a lot of maturity.
They've been together for close to 10 years.
Yeah, same too. I dated my wife.
Long distance though. Long
distance too. I dated my wife for a long time. Remember, we met when I was in 100 level in school.
Yeah.
You get for a long time. She was I think she was 19. She was 18. I was 19 or I was 20 or so. I can't remember, but like stuff like that. She was 100. She was in 200 level. I was 100 level, and we started. Do you get? I got married. I was 30 when I got married to her. So
yeah, I think I was 30 when I got married.
Yeah,
was I 30?
I think so.
I can't remember.
So at the end of the day, you guys have been in a relationship for like 10 years, so you understand this person, right? 26. Don't mind my comment about that's just my personal preference, right? You are about to make is a huge step, so it's natural. It's very, very normal for you to be uncertain about certain things. For you to have fears. Everybody goes into every decisions like that, right? But the most important question is what Osagie has asked you: Is this a person that you can trust with your life? If it is, my brother, then you don't have any excuse. Just go on with it.
Is this person
because
for you?
nothing in the streets. If you miss this one, I'm not trying to say, oh, there's nothing better there. Or
Can you afford to lose this person?
Can you afford? That's it. Can you afford to lose this person? If you can't afford to lose, and that was the point where I was in my life, because I don't think I was everly ready to get married. To be very honest, I don't think I was even ready.
Yeah.
Do you get? But I asked myself a very important question. This is something that is important to her, especially in terms of our future relationship. She has to be certain of what we are going to. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's get married. Do you get? And
I think how you look at it already is that you guys are already, you guys, I believe you guys stay together. You've already done a down payment on the house.
You're already doing a down payment for your house.
That's why I talk saying, I don't marry.
I don't marry.
Yeah.
Do you get?
So
yeah,
when you get married, the next day is not different from the previous day.
At all. It's the same
The only indication here is, and I mean, we're in an advanced society, so you can say, do it again. But I'm just trying to say that by getting married, the idea is that you want to spend the rest of your life with this person.
There's a commitment to it. Yes. That's the thing. There's a commitment, especially to her as a woman. That she has somebody committed to her is important.
Yes.
Do you get?
So look at the good things. Is this person kind? That's the first thing. Is this a kind person?
The person is already kind. He has already mentioned some some things about her
attributes.
How she has been with him all through. Then they are doing a down payment for a house together. Bro, that's how important of a financial commitment that is. Do you get?
Yeah.
So I think this is the person. I think he's just scared of that step. My brother, I'm telling you now, you're going to experience this with every important decision you make in your life. Every important one. You're going to be scared, you're going to be certain about it. But what I always advise is, if it connotes growth, if it's something that is growth is uncomfortable. If they tell you say easy, now set up.
Do
you understand? So just please,
himself.
Your fears are legit. I had it. I remember getting the call that from my father-in-law that my wife had delivered a child, right? And there's this crippling fear that took over me. I looked up to this guy. I say, where I won't see monitoring this guy. I'm a father. Like how? Where do I start from? That's the question I asked myself. Do you get? That crippling fear came over. I don't think for the next 1-2 days I was sane. I was just thinking about where I have someone
when your kid comes, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I have someone I'm responsible for. Where do I start from? He's 6 now, bro. He's chilling. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your fears are legit. Everything you say here is legit, right? But it's part of life. You'll be scared all through the way. According to what Coco told me. Fear is fear is good. It makes you prepared. There's a way he said it, that fear is very important. So it's good. You're good.
So my brother, you're okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You did fine.
You do okay.
You do okay. So he says, was everything set before proceeding? Everything is never set. There's never everything is never set. Everything is never set. There's always something to always do. There's always something to get. There's always somewhere to be.
There's always something to achieve. There's always something to
How do you handle the fear and
I remember my goal that year
Yeah.
was to go to Lagos Business School and do my master's. That was my goal. That was my goal. So I put it two at the table. I said, which one should I do first? You don't understand, because I can't take on those 2 projects at once.
Guess what? You don't do the masters now.
I don't do them. You don't understand.
You die?
Later,
you die?
I still do them later. So
How do you handle the fear and anxiety that comes with taking such? My brother, pray to God. That's the first thing. Pray to God. That's the first. The second, have the conversation with the person you want to take this next step with. Have that conversation. She's also a human being. She's also thinking. She also has her own fears. You understand? Have that conversation as well. Anyways, he says, on to the second matter. My babe has found Jesus. This guy.
Wow, this guy, they look for a problem.
This guy. He said, my babe has found Jesus. Let me explain. We are both Christians and have been so for all our lives. However, over the last 2 years, my babe found Jesus even more. Don't get me wrong. There are worse things she could have done than finding Jesus. But my brothers,
thank God you know.
But my brothers, this one passed me. She they do 5 a.m. prayer call, personal morning devotion, personal Bible study, midday prayers, third day prayer meeting, Bible college, Bible study, Saturday meeting, and then regular Sunday church. They have now made her head of prayer at the church. My brothers, help me. I told this to one of my friends, and she said she does not see a problem in this. People of God, I am not a heathen, but haba, I get tired sometimes, and whenever I bring it up, she says, why am I complaining? That she's taking God seriously. And it ends with, I am not being serious with my own spiritual life. And how am I expected to be the priest over my own home? I can't even listen to rap music in peace. A lecture about being careful about what I let into my ear gates, eye gates, etc. People of God, my babe is a speck, a holy body, if you will. But I did not sign up to marry a prophetess for God's sake. Why did God select my own babe of all babes? Please hear me, help me out.
This reminds me of me when I'm playing rap music. My wife will say you're a worker in church, but if I'm playing Afrobeats, you start shaking your waist. You get, so I'm like, it's the same thing now.
Yeah.
No. Because she could relate to Afrobeat music and dance to it, but rap music she can't relate to it. So it's
too violent.
It's too violent.
My brother, all these things you just mentioned, I don't see a problem here. I don't see a problem. It is really, you will just be raising problems. Someone wrote something similar to. I don't see a problem. See, if you want to listen to your rap music, carry your AirPods, carry your earpiece, listen to your rap music. If you want to play, see, it's not a problem if somebody is closer to God. I know you are not a heathen, but see, let me tell you something. I've told you guys on the podcast before. You guys know my wife.
Yes.
My wife does not listen to music I listen to.
Exactly.
All this music we talk about, my wife listens to Apex Choir, listens to this thing. Do you understand? My wife is, I can wake up like randomly, maybe I want to take a pee at 2 a.m. My wife is praying.
Yeah. Simple.
It's not a bro. This someone is consistently praying for you.
For the good of the family, for you.
My brother, as long as it's not affecting anything.
Exactly.
As long as now enter field, now play ball. She says she know they do leg over again. My brother.
Also, I saw a Christian couple in Kenya talking about like their relationship, their relationship. So she said something that the man is a pastor. That morning he traveled. We came back from a trip.
I saw that video.
Then before they went to church that morning, they blessed themselves.
They blessed them.
And when she said we blessed ourselves, the man gave her a high five.
Confirmed.
And I was reading through the comment section, right? Someone said when she said we blessed ourselves, the man had flashbacks.
Bro, did you see the way the woman was smiling, Steve?
The way the woman was smiling, you know that she was really blessing that man.
Yeah. So
and the man started shaking his leg. You know when you are happy.
Yeah, he started knocking his knees. He was feeling it.
Get flashbacks.
So my brother, all this is a good problem. That's how I see it. All you need to do is go along with the flow. You know what will happen? As you are going along with the flow, she will come back again and readjust.
She will meet you at the middle. Simple.
Why would she not go to church 10 times in a week when she has been with you for close to 10 years and you are not married to marry her?
It's part of the prayer point.
You are the number one prayer point.
You are a problem.
You are a prayer point.
Oh my God. So my brother, you know what to do.
You know what to do.
All right.
Man.
It says, finally, how do you guys handle personality and just overall differences with your significant others in a way where you do not feel like sacrificing yourself while at the same time being mindful of your partner? I ask this because my babe, a Nigerian American who grew up in white suburban America, is a softie, a sunflower that must be handled with care. Me, I grew up in Shomolu, Lagos, so my eye don't tear. Naturally, our personalities, behaviors, idiosyncrasies, and just about anything you can think of is vastly dissimilar. And
go Shomolu, go collect wife now.
Go collect wife for Shomolu.
Go Shomolu, go collect wife.
They go use trenches, flog your head.
To finish you. And it says, and sometimes it proved to be a hindrance more than often. Anyway, the matter done too long. I will endeavor to write you guys more when I can in the future. Thanks in advance. Stay jiggy. Anonymous trans millennial. I was born Gen Z, but I identify as a millennial. See, my brother, your wife, that's the thing about personalities, and that's the thing about marriage. You guys will meet in the middle. You'll meet in the middle. My personality with my wife and me is different. My trust level is very low.
Yes.
You understand? I have low trust I have trust deficits for almost anything. I look. And she believes like every human being is like her.
It's good. Yeah.
So I used to tell her, this is what this person will do to you. Just and she said no, blah blah blah. She will be the one to come 6 months later. See, I was so good at character, personality trait, identifying it that I don't even need to meet the person. She just tells me about the person in her office, and I say, this person is not a good person. This person is a good person. And later on, and guess what? She's now built that.
Yeah. So she trusts your judgment now. Yeah.
It can't be hard. You have to gradually walk your way through these things.
It's not a 1 year thing. It's not a
It's
2
not.
year
It's
thing.
not 1 year
It's a
thing.
consistent.
It's consistent.
These are two people from different
Different
backgrounds,
backgrounds.
different
Bro,
orientations.
the fact that you are together self is a miracle.
Bro,
Yeah.
you don't understand. It's a consistent clash of personalities. That's
Yes.
why you see me. I was always mentioning maturity. You have to, you have to know how to deal with your ego, and just be emotionally very intelligent. Right? Once you have these two together, you don't take things too personal. To any comments or any reactions or any actions or any clues, do you get? You'll be fine. Even if you go to Shomolu and pick a girl and get married to her, there will still be things that differentiate
Personality traits.
There's
Because the different backgrounds,
because
different trauma,
different
different
orientation,
experiences.
different education, different things, right? So these are just normal problems. And sometimes when people write like this and we talk about their problems like that, it might seem as if we're not downplaying your experiences or maybe things you perceive to be a problem. We're just trying to tell you that it's not much of it's not a problem. Do you get?
You'll be okay.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
All right, and we've come to the end of this podcast.
Yep. 4 hours, Abby. Wonderful.
Yeah, 3 hours plus. 3 hours 43 minutes.
Clock no work.
No, that
Clock
clock no work.
Clock no
All
work.
right, man. We'll catch you guys on next episode. Hope you guys
Next
enjoyed this
week.
one.
Yep.
Let's leave you in the hands of.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
Yes, so. Hey. Yes, so. Oh, my guy, now your eye you go sharpen because it be like say it done they happen. No shaking, nothing they happen. Nobody want fight, but the one go heaven. I work hard for the money. It is not funny. Plus I got to say it's not easy at all. If I was you, I'd get busy, cause I no go fit afford to get lazy at all. No let opportunity pass you by. You get to always continue to try. You get to try to always aim high, cause you know I'm by before you die. Lie. I know say you dey like it to the jolly, cause I see you from my body, you dey check your body. I know say you go like to make money to impress your baby plus all of your family. There is no film trick involved inside. Reality, my brother, is the way that we ride. If I tell you say easy on a setup, so now all you got to do is brace up and get up. For what you believe in, stand up. If it seems like you're sleeping, rise up. You got to fight for yourself before you find yourself by yourself. Put your hands up. You gotta be strong, you gotta hold on, you gotta keeping on. You got to realize, it is all man for himself. That's why I say, my guy, now your eye you go sharpen because he be